3. Ash Klein is in the bunker. The Premier's chance to get to the top 8, it's hanging by a thread. But they come to Townsville for one of the great rivalries to see if they can knock off North Queensland and keep the dream alive. Broncos with the first carry, and Preston Ricky is tackled by a wall of men from the north that almost push him into the end goal area. He's only half a metre in the field of play at that open end of the stadium. What a first tackle. Almost final/Origin-esque early on from the swarming Cowboys defenders. There's 4 on them there to run into Wilson, who's still only 5 from his own line. Now Carrigan is smashed down by the tackle of Neem. Yet to get to the 10-metre line, the Bronx. Give it to Payne. He'll do his bit. Haas gains 10. And now the Broncos get beyond their 10-metre line, but it took them 4 tackles to do so. Carrigan down the middle third is crunched by Neem, who's made a couple of big hits in this first set. Oh, what intent shown from the locals here. They're up for it from that first set defensively. Walsh says, get us out of here. And he boots it 65 metres downfield. Taken by Drinkwater of the Cowboys. Runs up to the 30 before he is tackled and then pushed to ground again. Stags with the tackle. Preston Ricky with the extra little nudge on the end of it. Now in field runs Taulungi. Murray Taulungi's got it for North Queensland. 15 from halfway. The Cowboys are running to the left of your radio dial, so they're running towards the Jonathan Thurston statue end in this first half. Out on the right edge, no way through for Burns. Plays it there, given in field to Chester. Chester's tackled on the 40 inside his own half. Plays it to Marnie. Given on to Tamalolo, and the veteran with thighs pumping. Takes 4 Broncos a couple of metres upfield. Few post contact there. He stopped 5 inside Broncos territory. End of set. Clifford with a high right foot kick downfield. Defensive right corner. It's caught there by Mariner. Still with that right thigh heavily strapped from that dangerous injury from earlier in the year. And he's tackled a dozen out. No score early, but Lockie Coote, what a start in defence from the Cowboys.
Come out of the blocks early, big griffs, putting some shots on, and good to see that obviously the field position's going Cowboys' way at the moment, but what a great start from the Cows. And, you know, they've set there in 10 early.
Karapani taken just beyond the 20 for the Broncos. 20 in from the left. It's played to Pace, given to centre field for Carrigan. And Pat Carrigan is tackled just beyond the 30. Pace has got options either side. Directs it right for Reynolds. Now on to Preston Ricky, who, in fact, it's Jordan Ricky. My apologies. Taken. 10 in from touch on the right and 5 from halfway. End of set. Reece Walsh runs to halfway and puts up a bomb. Drinkwater has to run at it. Mam's running at him. It's been knocked on by Drinkwater. Picked up by Haas of the Broncos. He trips up and gets tackled. But it's a Broncos ball off that mistake from the Cowboys fullback. And the Bronx on the attack. 15 metres out. Pace to the left. Reynolds had to reach to grasp a pretty loose pass. He held onto it. Now gets tackled. Only 9 metres out centre field. First real scoring opportunity for either team. Pace to the left for Walsh. Given on to Mam. Mam's pass to Shibasaki. Well taken down by the right side defence there of Chester. Pass back to the right through Mam to Walsh. Given to Carrigan. Runs at Purdue. Purdue gets some help. And Carrigan stopped. 15 to the left of the uprights. Only 5 metres out. Pace has a go from dummy half blind side. But met by the marker there in Purdue. And he's put down. Mam now passes back to right and centre field. Haas's first receiver. Draws a man. Flicks a pass to Reynolds. Beats a tackle. Grubbers for the edge. Numbers are plenty. Jordan Ricky gathers. And Jordan Ricky scores the opening try for Brisbane.
When?
Payne, Haas first receiver. Then offloading to Adam Reynolds. It was a different look. It caught the Cowboys napping. And Jordan Ricky scores for the Broncos after only 4 minutes.
Wow. Tough error there from Drinkwater, just seeing the replay there. Put the Cowboys under pressure a little bit. Great contest from Man there. Obviously coming down here into the attacking end, but what a play. Big Payne Haas with the offload. Adam Reynolds turning some speed on there and puts a nice little kick in for, was it?
Jordan Ricky.
Jordan Ricky, sorry, yeah.
5th try of the season. Hold on. Always the way, just as you put it in the scrapbook. We might need to go for the wide out here.
Ricky, he's now ahead of the ball and runs directly at Jeremiah Nene, who cannot come forward and join the tackle. Yeah. This is an obstruction. We're happy to see him.
So the other Ricky is going to scratch the other Ricky, non-related, from the try-scoring list. So no try because Preston Ricky had run into a defender. Gee, Laurie Spina, that's a lucky one for the Cowboys. And in lucky, I was like, the ruling's right, but that, they were flimsy on the right, the left edge there, the Cowboys, no try.
Probably the big hole opened up for Reynolds. It wouldn't have mattered, but the rule is you can't go in front of a player like that, and correct call, but the Cowboys are going to be really careful out wide there. That towering kick from Walsh set it up. There'll be plenty more of them tonight.
We've got Will from Lancashire listening on a train from Manchester to London. Come on, the Bronx. 0467 920 222. Listening to the game in front of the fire under the stars. And Maureen from Tess, Aunt Jennifer and baby Arthur. So I told you they listen everywhere for this game. No score early on. That one's rescinded for the Broncos, and the Cowboys have got it. Marnie with the football. He's tackled 42 metres from the Broncos line. Played to Tomalolo, who distributes off to Neem. And Griffin Dean is put down just to the, right of centre field, about 35 out, back to the left through Clifford, onto Drinkwater through the hands. Chester gives it to the edge for Taulungi. It was laboured, should I say, to the edge for Taulungi, and he's taken down. And he's tackled 15 metres out, back to right and centre field. Clifford kicks wide to that right wing, looking for and finding Burns, but he loses the ball. He had it, he lost it. It's knocked on, I think, first from the Broncos, though. And they're saying that Karapani got a first touch there.
Not too sure there.
We're going to have to check here. Let's tune in to the referee.
Broncos are ruling the decision of knock-on.
So challenge here on Tyson Bruff's call that the original knock-on came from Josiah Karapani.
I understand. There was no.
You're just tuning in. Canterbury Bankstown too good for the Warriors, 18 points to 6 in the NRL
This is the hands of Josiah Karapani. And there's now a knock on there by Braden Burns on the ground on the last tackle. The challenge is successful.
Adam Reynolds does not challenge unless he is sure this early in the game. So that'll be a Broncos ball. Yeah, that NRLW score, by the way, here. Gold Coast 34 defeated North Queensland 6. So Gold Coast, Canterbury Bankstown and Cronulla Sutherland, the winners in the NRLW today. No score early on through 5 minutes here. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Now Karapani with the ball, tackled on his own 10. Given to Willison, who runs down the middle third, gets beyond the 20 by a metre or two. Xavier Willison plays it for the Bronx there. Fakes to the right for Reynolds. Given on to Jordan Ricky. Meets 3 defenders and is going to be put to turf. 30 metres from the northern end that the Broncos are defending in this first half in front of a packed house on a wonderfully lovely warm night in Townsville. Carrigan runs into Cotter. Reels back, does the Cowboys co-captain on impact. Now out of dummy half, there's a run from Pakes. Marnie makes the tackle, but Pakes is into attacking territory. Plays it on 5, 45 from the Cowboys line. End of set is a bomb from Reece Walsh. It's leapt at and missed in the end by Mariner. The bounce is favourable for Drinkwater. He gets it in his hand. He's tackled, and the Cowboys have it 10 from their own line. No score early on, and the referees. It was just a bit of mucking around in the play the ball from Mam and Drinkwater, but eventually Drinkwater plays.
They didn't know where that kick was. They were going. They didn't know where it was going. They let it bounce. A bit dangerous, but after what happened with the set before, but
right side shift. And Chester pushes away from a tackler before being stopped on a good raid down the right. He's only 8 from halfway. He got away from Shibasaki on that run. Purdue jumps out of dummy half with space around him. Feeds Burns, and Burns gets beyond halfway. Tackled 45 from the Broncos line. So the Cowboys get into good field position as Marnie catches the markers napping. Pinch 10 before being caught from behind by Pakes. Got help from Carrigan, and Marnie slow to get up. And Pat Carrigan, who made the tackle, is showing some concern for him as well. So the referee is going to stop play here.
You see both teams early on using the ball. They're getting around it. Some good shift plays, and then obviously getting to the end of their sets as well. Seems like some quality football here tonight at the moment.
Voice of Lockie Coog with you on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Down to Laurie Spina on the touchline. Fast pace early, Loz.
Yeah, as Marnie hit his head badly on the ground, and then I think a thigh come over and hit him again. He'll be coming off. And also Preston Ricky was down before, and I see he's limping. I'll just keep an eye on him at the moment.
Laurie Spina down on the touchline. Michael from Canberra says, "G'day Q, I'm listening while working out of the gym in the nation's capital." Louis from Ipswich, "Let's go Cowboys, send them packing." 0467 920 222. Shirt the Pearl. I usually listen from Buxton in Queensland, but I'm shivering away in a windy 3 degrees in Auckland. I was a bit upset the Wars didn't even get on the board. Go the Bronx. 0467 920 222. So Marnie sent for HIA. End of set. Drinkwater bombs from 35 out. And it's caught this time by Karapani of the Broncos. Had a couple of Cowboys jumping against him. And Brisbane with the footy. 10 from their own line. Shibasaki takes a run without great gain. Kemet Shibasaki, Perth bound after that amazing year. And of course, last year he did play a couple of games for the Cowboys in 2023. Among that caravan stop NRL career, which reached its zenith with Premiership, Origin and Kangaroo representation last year. Mariner gets to the 30. Brisbane working their way upfield. Now Reynolds feeds the inside line of Jordan Ricky, and he's put down 15 in from touch and the right 15 from halfway. Still no score. Referee Bruff says that's 5. Walsh slips as he kicks downfield. Still got good purchase on it. The left boot hit the steeple okay as the right foot studs went through the surface. Taken by Drinkwater. 20-metre pass to the right edge. Tries to get Burns on the ball, and he's got it, but he's taken down by Shibasaki. Dummy half, Purdue beats the marker. Gets away from another. Over halfway. Steps round Walsh. Then loses the ball in a tackle from behind from Ezra Mam. Brilliant defence from Mam after Purdue had beaten 3, and the Broncos jump on the ball, and it is Preston Ricky who's got it.
Right.
Huge defensive play from Ezra Mam locking.
Great effort from Ezra to obviously turn and chase. Great effort from Purdue there to take his opportunity there, but yeah, good defence, and I think Broncos were very lucky there.
Now Haas takes Brisbane into attack. No score, but an interesting start in this one. They're 40 metres out. The Broncos again. Reynolds is out on that right edge, feeding the inside line of Jordan Ricky. Tackled 31 metres out. Played to Pakes. Passes left and centre field for Carrigan. Through the hands to Walsh. Gives it immediately to Willison, who is just dragged down 20 metres out on a clutching tackle from Purdue. And Willison is sort of wincing as if there may have been some type of hip drop mechanism in that tackle from Purdue.
I think that's what he's trying to go for. I don't know.
Well, now they're having a look on the big screen down to you, Laurie, on the touchline. Well, he got his leg stuck under his body. It wasn't a hip drop, so to speak. What do you reckon, Loz?
Oh, yeah, his body did fall on. Reed Marty, category 1, 2Q.
Well, he's out.
Yeah, he's gone.
And he won't be playing the Roosters on Thursday night here on the quick turnaround.
No, he looked bad when he came out. There's a penalty.
And is it on report? Generally, you think it would, but I don't think the referee put it on report, no. So the Broncos take the tap and they'll attack the line. Still no score. Settler from Preston Ricky. Now left edge. It's given to Willison, and Xavier Willison taken only 7 metres from the goal line. The Cowboys are defending. Bronx out on the left. Pass back to right in centre field. Mam gives it on to Preston Ricky, but he's taken around the ankles by the tackle of Chester and mucks up the play the ball. Error from the Broncos.
It's a real let-off for the Broncos there. Obviously, they had great field position. Second time they've been down in Cowboys end. Big let-off.
And it's always a decent roar at this place, Laurie Spooner, on the touchline, but there's just a few extra decibels tonight because there's an extra 1,000 or so in the house.
No spare seats tonight, Q, that's for sure. Yeah, they come from everywhere. Very loud down here, that's for sure, especially when an error like that happens.
G'day to the Goulburn Stockman who says, hey Q, I'm listening under the stars next to the fire in tropical Goulburn with a laughing emoji. Cooking up a feed over the coals later. Love listening to the games with you and your associates. Good on you. 0467 920 222 if you just tuned in. Bulldogs 18 beat the Warriors 6. Penalty here to North Queensland. Play 1, Broncos offside, and this is a much needed free trip downfield for the locals, Lockie Coote.
Definitely is a good let off for the Cowboys there. They're going to be down in field position, but it'll be interesting to see where they go with this set. I know Cowboys haven't been their best at the attacking and taking advantage of their opportunities, but they really need to do something here. Just stay calm, hopefully roll in, get a repeat set.
Jake Clifford boots the ball over the touchline. He's had a bit of a roller coaster. Oh, excuse me for... So Zach Labert took the tap and then passed it to an unsuspecting Nene who just caught it at the last moment. That was almost a calamity. Tamalolo charges down the middle third. Carrigan recoils on impact but holds on to make the tackle. Tamalolo 32 out, and on the extra grapple from Carrigan, it's a wavy fisty and a fresh set on attack for the Cowboys. So Sonny Luke's out there and he's going to have a big role not only tonight but next week as well, with Marnie out with the Category 1 HIA. Feeds it infield now. Neem is stopped. 15 metres out just to the left of the upright. Luke passes right to Purdue, runs at the line. Second man pass to Drinkwater. He gives it Nestle to the right edge. Chester taps it to Burns. Palms away from a flimsy attempt from Shibasaki. Only for Walsh to save today in cover defence. That was a poor attempt from the Perth-bound Shibba. Now Purdue passes left to centre field for Clifford. Grubbers for the in goal. It's taken by Mariner near the dead ball line, and he evades three defenders to get back into the field of play. Dean Mariner tackled, 5 inside the field of play. Broncos have got the ball. A dozen played here, no score. What a play from Dean Mariner.
Great play from Dean Mariner, but what a poor effort from the Cowboys chase there. Clifford's put in a great kick, and just like we said, we spent some more time down in Broncos end. Done that, build the pressure, and they've just got massive let off for the Cowboys, but great effort.
Thanks to Merv, who's texted from Moore Park, who says Purdue is on report. Carrigan's now dropped the ball. And there are a couple of plays into the set. Pat Carrigan has fluffed his lines there. That's another error from the Broncos. And this will give North Queensland a scrum feed. 35 metres from the Broncos line. No score early on here. You're listening to NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull, Premiership winner Lachlan Coote, and inaugural Cowboys skipper Laurie Spina, your company as well.
Where probably Broncos have let themselves down a bit all year with their errors and just not putting teams under pressure. Obviously done it again here tonight.
Luke off the back, directs it right for Purdue, but runs straight into the tackle of Willison. So Jackson Purdue to play it, 35 out. Cowboys on the attack, looking for first points in this derby. Forward goes Lukey on the right edge. He's met solidly and put down. 10 in from touch on the right, 15 out. Luke directs it back left and centre field through Cotter to Clifford. Oh, his pass was behind Neem, who overran his line. Lost it, picked up by Haas. He then loses the ball in a two-man tackle. No advantage, though, interestingly. They're going to go back for the original knock-on, even though Haas had run 10 metres beyond where the first infringement had taken place.
Well, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah. But it is interesting, isn't it? The line of advantage was, well, advantageous. He was 10 metres beyond where the first infringement had taken place, but there hadn't been a stop play between the knock-on from Neem. Well, I might be just feeling the atmosphere a bit down there, Loz. This has been a few mistakes early, Laurie's been.
Yeah, a lot of balls down. Probably a little touch of dew on the ground, but yeah, no, it was silly play by both sides then. Yeah, I'm a bit with you, Q. If the play goes more than 10 metres, they should let it play on.
Yeah. Michael and Paul are listening in Samoa. It's no fluke that when we do this Cowboys-Broncos game, you get more listeners texting in from all around the place. It's become one of the more special rivalries in the game. Preston Ricky plays it 45 out. To the left, Reynolds for the Broncos. Gives it on to Walsh. And Walsh, after a dynamic man-of-the-match performance last week, he's taken 38 metres out, 20 in from the left. Played to Pace. Given right in centre field for Haas. Big Payne puts it under his right wing. Gets to within 30 of the Cowboys line as referee Bruff says that's 5. Last play here for Brisbane. Mann puts in a chip behind the line. Drinkwater leaps and catches a couple of metres from his own line, only to be chucked in goal by Willison. Willison let go. Drinkwater said, righto, I'll get back into the field of play. And he does by 5 or 6 metres.
Well, he's very lucky to get out there. He's done a good job.
Kept alive, Scott Drinkwater, and the Cowboys have got the ball, don't have to drop out as a result of that. Now Chester's got the football. Centre field on his own 20 down at the southern end. Still no score in the Queensland derby. Taulagi down the middle third. Good run to the 30. Quick play the ball to Luke. Given off left shoulder to Tamalolo. Rumbles into Carrigan. Carrigan's got a couple to meet him. JT with a gain of a dozen on that run. He'll play it on 5, 8 inside Cowboys territory. Last play for North Queensland is a kick from Clifford downfield. Kicks it straight to Walsh. The Broncos fullback catches it on the full on his 10. Runs up to the 30 before meeting the defence, and that's where he's tackled.
There's been a few good sets here. Obviously, just before, Drinkwater caught out of position a little bit, but done well to get out of the error. But Cowboys got a good set there. Would have been good for Clifford to find some grass, but obviously Walsh in very good position there.
Karapani to the 20. Now Shibasaki gains another 7 or 8. And Broncos next carry through Carrigan get into attacking territory as Pat Carrigan's tackled 45 metres from the Cowboys line. Pakes to the left for Mann. Steps off his left boot, but is reeled in by the defence. Good piece of work from Lukey to put him down. Broncos are on 5. 30 metres out. The last play option's a deep kick from Reynolds to the attacking right kick wing. He's overcooked that, the veteran. Too much on it. Comfortably taken by Taulungi in the in-goal on the full. Out to the 20 for a 7 tackle set. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. 23 minutes and 45 seconds remain in the first half. A disallowed try to Jordan Ricky. Reid Marnie is off for the Cowboys, failing an HIA, but we still have no score between North Queensland and Brisbane. Chester's got the ball for the locals. He's tackled 4 metres inside his own half in the middle third. Plays the ball there to Luke, giving off left shoulder to Neem, and Griffin Neem gains 7 or 8 down the middle third. Stop 45 from the Broncos line. Played to Luke, given to Tamalolo, and the veteran, he's got his arms free. He's eventually dragged down by the tackle of Pakes, but he doesn't decide to offload. Plays at 31 out now. Luke gives it left for Clifford. Outside in play to Connor, who burst through the tackle of Pakes before being chopped down. Great tackle, Preston Ricky. Cowboys to the left for Clifford. Runs at the line, Grubbers infield. Drinkwater was there, couldn't handle it. Cleaned up by Reynolds, but the referee says
Knock on Cowboys.
knock on Cowboys to no advantage, and the Broncos will get the ball. Laurie Spina down on the touchline.
Yeah, some nice attacking play by the Cowboys. I'm liking the forwards hitting up hard and straight and getting some yardage for Clifford to get his backs going, but the forwards are making some good yardage for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a little bit frantic from both teams. Like they're throwing some good attack out there, but they don't seem really settled, or it's like they want to score first.
Yeah. Well, you know what it's like, Lachlan Coote. You've played in these big games, so they feel different than regular club games.
They definitely do. So there's a bit of pressure there, but obviously if they just sit back, relax, kick the corners, and settle into the game a bit.
Payne Haas has got the ball as Brisbane work it up towards halfway. Plays it there. Now Carrigan just beyond the halfway line, taken down by Tamalolo. That's the penultimate play of the set. The last play is a Reece Walsh bomb. That left boot goes high into the night sky in Townsville. Drinkwater's underneath it and catches it. Man there immediately to tackle him as soon as his studs hit the grass at the southern end. And Drinkwater will play it a dozen from his own line. Still to break the drought of scoring here through 19 minutes. 0-0 as Burns has a run to the 20. Now Chester runs infield. Taken midway goal line and halfway. Plays the ball to Luke, given on to Taulungi. Murray Taulungi in the centre third for North Queensland. 3 defenders from the Broncos around him. He'll play it 8 inside Cowboys territory. A bit slow, and he's drawn the wavy fisty. 6 more set restart, and that was, I think, tackle 4. Yeah, it was late in the set. So this gives North Queensland a fresh set to explore the attacking end as Zach Lavert's got the ball. Runs into the defence. He's taken out on the right edge. 41 metres from the Broncos line. Luke directs it left and open side to Neem. A one-man carry into the defence. Stop 35 out centre field. Wants to play it quickly and does. Luke back to the right for Tamalolo. He down the centre third. Trying to get that arm free for an offload. Oh, he's taking Haas and Preston Ricky for a ride. Half dozen post contact from the veteran JT. Plays it a dozen out. Now to the right. Luke gives to Purdue. Grubber for Lukey. Lukey scores off the back of a Tamalolo rumble. They could not stop. It was the play before, but give it to the veteran. Lukey scores. Cowboys strike first.
Great effort. Good work from Tamalolo there, getting the team on the front foot again. But just nice show and go there from Hooker, from Sione there to show back short side to Purdue, obviously putting a little kick in for his outside runners there. What a great try.
Laurie Spina on the touchline.
Who takes Ricky and Haas another 8 metres? You don't see that very often, do you? And the quick play the ball, beautiful kick there, and Lukey was on the spot. Super try by the Cowboys. They really needed that. Broncos been defending well, but yeah, lovely little kick by Purdue there. Lukey was chasing, but what a run by Tamalolo.
And And Hillam Lukey now has 8 tries for the season. 4-0 with a kick to come. And Drinkwater is back on kicking duties. You've got to double check. Clifford back in the team, but Drinkwater, the lefty, out on that right side. I wonder if they're going to do that lefty-righty thing again.
I'm not too sure, but I think, what was it last game that Cliffo paid it? I think he missed a few kicks.
Yeah,
Yep.
against Manly, missed that important one. Maybe his confidence is down a bit,
But we have seen it that they have switched in games, let alone, well, I mean, Clifford's been the majority kicker this year. It's just the 6th attempt for Scott Drinkwater. He's kicked 3 of those previous 5 and make it 4 from 6. Drinkwater converts from out on the right. North Queensland 6, lead Brisbane 0. 21 minutes played on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. My name's Quentin Hull. Great to have your company here in Townsville with Lachlan Coote and Laurie Spina. Earlier today, Canberra 56 beat the West Tigers 10 in the most recently completed game. Canterbury Bankstown 18 beat the Warriors 6. Just a couple of games around the ground. A late finishing Queensland Cup game. Second half, the Blackhawks 40, leading Burleigh 16. And in the AFL first quarter, Western Bulldogs playing Richmond early on there. Bulldogs 2-2-14 lead the Tigers 2-1-13. Those winners, by the way, in the NRLW today. Cronulla Sutherland over Canberra, Canterbury Bankstown over the Dragons, and here the Titans 34-6 over North Queensland. From the restart, Tamalolo first carry gets beyond the 10. Now Nene up and just beyond the 20. Jeremiah Nene plays the football to Luke Gibbon and Neem, who runs down the middle third, and Griffin Neem just beyond the 30 on that carry. He'll be looking for a big postseason as well. I'd imagine big plans for him and the Kiwi team. Right edge try scorer Lukey makes another good run. Almost a dozen on the game. Plays it 5 from halfway. Luke out of dummy half. Thought Carrigan wasn't square. Ran into him. Ref said, no, that's okay. Carrigan makes the tackle. Last play on halfway for the Cowboys, and they run it. Drinkwater gives to Clifford. Now he kicks downfield. He got bumped and went down. The kicker's there for Walsh. Takes it. Cotter's all over him and tackles him straight away. No sanction for the bump on the kicker either, as now Mariner gets a high tackle. Penalty Broncos, a dozen from their own line. And they're afters here. No, Mariner's up. And no real reaction from the players. 6-0 Cowboys.
Good set after points there. I think Cliffo definitely does make a difference to this team with his kicking game. He put some good kicks in there, and it's good to see the halves and the fullback linking up together as well. So unlucky there, bit of pressure relieved from Cliffo, which is silly head high, but we'll see what Broncos can do with their field position now.
I've even got a photo here on the text from Jeff, who says, love your call. I'm over in WA sitting with my mate. Go Cowboys. He sent me a photo of his dog listening to the radio with a fire. 0467 920 222. Gee, now penalty goes to the Broncos here. This was play 2 off the kick downfield.
Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, Laurie, can you help us out?
Yeah, I think it was he's saying it was a high shot.
Another high tackle.
I think so.
So back-to-back high tackles. Getting another look now.
Yeah.
Griffin Neem
his shoulder
into Ben Tolte's left jaw. And is it on report?
Yeah, he's on report now.
So Neem is on report. Purdue's on report.
Yeah, I've noticed the last couple of weeks he's got plenty of fire in him, Griffin. He started and calm down a bit.
Broncos with the kick downfield, and we'll start this set now. 45 from the North Queensland line. 6-0 to the Cowboys. Out on the left edge, Xavier Willison receives the ball. 3 Cowboys around him to stop him, though. Willison to play at 15 and from the left, 35 out. Hakes passes right in centre field to Reynolds. Double cut out to the edge for Walsh. He cuts out a man to give to Staggs over the 30. Draws a man, passes to the wing for Mariner. Defence comes at him, though. And Dean Mariner is tackled. 2 metres in from the right wing and 12 metres from the Cowboys line. Played to Staggs, chucked infield to the left from Walsh to Reynolds. Now give it to Tolte, who straightens up the attack, but Ben Tolte put down by the tackle of Nene and also Cotter. Played to Pakes, given left for Reynolds, who has a little dart at the line. The retiring general, the skipper of the Broncos, tackled only 10 metres out. Played to Pakes, gives it left for Mem. Grubber for the in goal. Willison's the only man there. Xavier Willison gathers for the Broncos and dots it down for an answering try. 6-4 kick to come.
Great play from man. Just called Drinkwater out of position there. Once again, the deception from Hooker. Plays over the left side to man. Puts in a great kick there. Great chase. Didn't even... No Cowboys in sight there.
No one in sight indeed. Lachlan Coote and Xavier Willison dots down for his 5th try of the campaign. And with a little over a quarter an hour to the break, Bronx can level it up with the conversion attempt. Laurie Spooner on the touchline.
Very similar to the Cowboys try, the 5'8", kick it through the second row, and yeah, exactly the same. Look, the Cowboys given a few too many cheap yardage with penalties and that. The Broncos were able to work down the field a bit too easy for them, but yeah, fine try. Mam set it up nicely.
That's where I think Cowboys have let themselves down a bit with this season, like just to gain the momentum back, and they finally get it back, and they, like you said, Laurie, that they're just given too many ill-disciplined penalties away, and now they've given Broncos good field position, and they haven't been able to defend their own line.
Adam Reynolds back on the kicking duties tonight. Speaking of teams that have got a luxury of goal-kicking options, we saw Reece Walsh kicking down at Western Sydney Stadium last week. Oh, and they're on his back, the little champ. What a career, 36 years of age, game 322. Adam Reynolds misses to the near side. Listen to the reaction in Townsville. And it's...
Cowboys love that.
Well, and Laurie Spooner, you've been here for the duration. 15 years ago, you wouldn't get that reaction here because there were still so many Broncos fans. Things have changed in the north, haven't they?
Yeah.
6-4 Cowboys.
They certainly have, Q, there. There's so many Broncos supporters. When it first, it was about half and half, but yeah, gradually over the years, especially around the grand final time, and since then, yeah, the Cowboys supporters have certainly taken over. Thomas McKaylee has just gone on with Cohen Hess too.
Thanks, Laurie. Just repeating that news around Reed Marnie. Category 1 HIA out of the game and won't be able to back up on Thursday night. It's another home game for the Cowboys here. They play the Roosters to start next round. Tolte runs the ball back off the kickoff for the Broncos. He's 5 metres in the field of play now. Nene's hurt in that tackle. Jeremiah Nene's done something to that heavily strapped left wrist, I think. Keep an eye on it, Loz. I'll have a look at Staggs, who's got the ball right edge, but has pushed back 6 and 7 metres by 3 enthusiastic Cowboys defenders. Hess was there, along with Taulungi, and the man who made first contact was Scotty Drinkwater, I think. Now back to the middle third. No great space or gain there on the carry of Haas. Still a dozen from his own line. Walsh says, I've had enough of this. Early in the set, he kicks downfield, boots it to Drinkwater. Catches on the full 15, his own side of halfway, and the kick return gets to halfway.
That was well read by Drinkwater. I think Walsh was going for a 20-40 there.
Yep, and Drinkwater put himself in the right position as now Braden Burns has got it for North Queensland. Tackled 42 metres out. Cowboys lead 6-4. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport, 13.5 to the break. Taulungi's been energetic today, but that's actually McKaylee, my apologies, with that carry. He gets up to the 30, plays it on the left edge, give it back to the centre third, Hess into the defensive line. Cohen Hess tackled, 25 from the Broncos line. Centre field as he plays it to Luke, given left for Clifford. Now on to Nene, he must have overcome that injury. He's taken down by the tackle of Jordan Ricky, 15 now. Luke directs it left for Drinkwater, they're running it on the last. Drinkwater tackled, passed out the back, Clifford got it, then knocked it on and gives away a penalty for a high tackle. Again, another high tackle from the Cowboys. That was more so instinct rather than anything else, but it got Reynolds high and a penalty for the Broncos.
Again, just a little bit unsettled on their last plays here. Like, they're in good field position, and all they really need to do is just get their last plays right.
Yeah, just a reaction. Just a reaction. Yeah, that ball was... He could have taken that. It was nice and slipped away, but yeah, he put it down, Clifford.
So Walsh kicks for and finds touch. We were talking about, you've been busy, Laurie. Max, the farmer from Gunning, says, can you ask Laurie how the sugar season's going this year?
Yeah, I've got the harvester now going from 10 to 20% harvesting, and my plan's nearly done, but yeah, very busy in Herbert at the moment.
Yeah, good that you always make the trip to town for us. Laurie Spooner with you on NRL Saturdays. Haas takes the ball beyond halfway. Broncos getting good field position off the kick downfield from the penalty. And
Tackle 2, HIA, 2 Bayless.
Adam Reynolds has been sent for head injury assessment by the bunker. He's not happy. Adam Reynolds, now he gets into a jog. How's he look coming from the field, Laurie?
Yeah, he looked all right. He's surprised that he had to go for one. He didn't lose thing, and Ben Hunt's gone on.
Not such a bad replacement, is it? Reynolds off, Hunt on. Play restarted. 6-4 Cowboys. Walsh has got it on the right edge, but no galloping room for the star Broncos fullback. Taking the tackle of Labour. Right edge and 40 out. One man infield to Jordan Ricky. Runs into the tackle led by Hess. And Jay Ricky tackled 35 from the North Queensland line. Pakes passes to the centre third. Carrigan charges into the defensive line. Stopped on 5, 24 metres out. Last play for Brisbane. Pakes directs it left for Mam. Runs it. Double cut out to Shibasaki, who pushes away from Purdue. Shibasaki a metre out. 4 defenders stop him just before the try line. Great run from Shibasaki. In the end, Drinkwater was there with Cotter and others to stop him from scoring. Handover, Cowboys ball. Lockie Coot.
That was a great recovery. There was like a cutout ball there from a block play. And I think it was Labart who, double defended and got back to save that try.
They're complaining that Mam was hit late. The players have gone to the referee.
So,
but he's having nothing of it.
He's up now, Ezra Mam. And Cohen has made sure the tackle stung, and probably the timing was just okay. Just okay. If anything, I'd say a hair breadths late, but brave referees don't. Well, you've got to be brave to give those in Townsville. Referee Tyson Bruff this evening. Cowboys have got the ball. Couple of plays, fresh set up to the 20. But now the Broncos defence push back on the run of McKaylee. Great tackle from Jordan Ricky and Haas. Here is Hess. Rumbles into Carrigan, who makes the tackle. 25 from the Cowboys line, midway goal line, halfway. Left edge given to McKaylee. Back after missing the loss to the Dolphins through the HIA protocols. He's tackled 18. He stepped over the mark. He was 18 from halfway. And then he plays it on the same spot. And the referee says, that's okay. That was weird. He didn't go back on the mark. Clifford bombs at the end of the set. Ott pitches into the hands of Mam on halfway. Mam races down the left wing touch. Gets through one defender. His momentum is stopped, though, and he's tackled by the second defender in Lukey. He bounced his way through Drinkwater. That bomb from Clifford bounced backwards into the hands of Mam. Very fortuitous for the Broncos, who are now on the attack. Karapani tackled on a centering run, 15 out in centre field. Played to pace, given right for Hunt. Feeds it back infield to the run of Tolte. And Ben Tolte's held up. But there's a fresh set coming up for the Broncos here. Wavy fisty, ping, only 7 metres out. To the right, it's Hunt. Giving it on to Walsh. Walsh passes for Staggs, who slips and gets jumped on. Try to step off his right. And easy pickings in the end there for the tackle of Labert. Passed infield by Jordan Ricky, on to Walsh now. Haas receives and gets up to the 10. He's held up. He won't go to deck, but he'll be ordered to play the football 8 metres out. Pakes passes left for Mam. Grubbers for the in-goal area. And it's knocked on by Shibasaki a metre from the dead ball line. He had a play at that, but he couldn't ground it. Let's tune in.
Just confirm, get it loose, it's on score. And it's not knocked down.
He could have just fallen on that to score the try, Matt Shibasaki, but he has knocked it on.
Kick chase is onside.
Well, there was a Cowboy close-ish making a play at him.
See whose hand this ball comes off initially.
Helam Lukey was the defender.
Comes forward off Gemet Shibasaki into the hands of the Cowboys defender in the in-goal area. We have a decision.
So that's no try, knock on Cowboys. And as much as Lukey was present, Lockie Coote, Shibasaki had every right to ground that, didn't he?
He did, and it looked like it was a Broncos try, but I think Elam done an awesome effort to get back there and get his hand involved in that.
Scoreline remains North Queensland 6, Brisbane 4. Lachlan Coote with yours truly, Quentin Hull and Laurie Spina for NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. 9.5 to the break. Cowboys with the ball. Played by Cotter a dozen from halfway. Given to the left side for Taulagi. Meets 3 defenders and gets pushed back. Murray Taulagi, 2 metres inside his own half near the NRL logo western side. Played to Luke, giving infield to McKaylee, who had to stop a little. He got contact, but second phase with a pass out the back there. Nice offload to Clifford. Clifford's taken 41 metres out in the middle third by Carrigan. Played to Luke, passes right from Purdue to Drinkwater, cuts out one to give to Chester. Over the 30, Chester passes to the wing for Burns, who slips coming infield, and the defence gets Braden Burns. 22 metres out, a metre in from touch, out on the eastern side. Back to open side for the last play. A bomb from Drinkwater wide to the line. Over the top. Is that a bird? Is it a plane? Is the big boy from Bundaberg, Cohen Hess, getting higher than I've ever seen him.
I got no try.
Oh, but the ref says no try.
What is Hesse doing up there?
I think
That was big Bundaberg.
I think Cliffo touched it first, Q, and then
That's
to
the play
Hess.
leading up to this.
I think
There was 3 Cowboys involved in it.
Clifford's in the jump.
Back.
Oh,
Both players are competing for the ball, and it's a
it's dropped in the end.
Both of them.
Both Clifford and Hess had a handle on the ball, and they drop it.
But they were the only 2 Cowboys. They should have just let one grab it.
Have you ever seen Cohen Hess leap for a contested bomb, let alone get that close to scoring? No try.
Good kick chase from Hesse. He was desperate, the big fella.
8 minutes, 38 seconds to half-time. North Queensland 4 through a try to heel him Luke. North Queensland 6 through a try to heel him Lukey. Broncos 4, the try to Xavier Willison. 0467 920 222. It's been ragged, but it's been entertaining.
Been entertaining, very entertaining.
There's been lots of mistakes from both teams. Now BJ Simmers out there, the talented young prop, taken 8 from halfway for the Broncos. As Cates passes through, Carrigan to the left of Walsh. Onto Willison, runs over halfway, held up in the tackle of Chester and Purdue. Plays it 45 metres out on the left edge. Pass from Ricky, from Pakes to the right through Hunt. Now to Walsh. Walsh bounces out of one, runs laterally infield and now accelerates over the 40 up to the 30. Caught from behind, but goes to pass the man. Nerves tackled 5 metres out. Cotter's hurt in back play, but the Broncos are only 5 from the goal line. Mam loses his pants. Hunt's pass to the edge is intercepted. Taken there by Burns. Burns is tackled, and we will stop because Reuben Cotter is hurt.
Talk about entertaining.
Now, I had to follow the ball, Lachlan and Laurie, so I'm not quite sure what happened to Cotter, but I saw him go down as Mam ran in support for that line break from Reece Walsh.
I think he might have been chasing Walsh.
Did he cop a boot trying to tackle him? Oh, yeah, he got a stud in the face.
Yeah.
I think. Is that the way you saw it, Laurie Splinter, on the touchline?
Yeah, I do. It looks like, he dropped a stud on the side of his head, I think, on the face,
Diving to try and make an ankle tap, and
and the stud of Reece Walsh's. But we thought he was going to start getting himself into play with 7 minutes to go down to Reece Walsh.
So Reuben Cotter leaves the field. Now, is this for laceration or head injury assessment or both?
I did see the ref tap his head.
Okay. Generally, if there's a kick in the head, they send them for head injury assessment. So we'll wait to see what happens there for Reuben Cotter. 7 minutes. He looks okay, by the way. Just putting a towel to that right eye, which has been cut. 7.5 minutes to the break. 1 try apiece, North Queensland 6. Brisbane 4, NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Cowboys with the ball as Burns takes it into the defensive line. 22 metres from the southern end when tackled. Plays it to Luke. Luke on full time now with Marnie out of the game with the failed HIA. Gives it on there to Lodge. Lodge tackled on the 30. Of course, a former Bronco playing against his old team. He's got a few shirts in his cupboard. Matt Lodge, the Broncos being one of them. Next carry, McKaylee, 10 from halfway when tackled. Now end of set, Clifford. High kick downfield from Jay Clifford at the end of the set. Harapani catches it, 10 from his own line, and the kick return gains 15 metres. He'll be midway goal line and halfway when tackled, and this new set starts for the Broncos. Shibasaki receives one man to the left, gains 10. Will play at 15 from halfway out in the left edge. Walsh goes blindside with the pass to Willison. Xavier Willison with 3 defenders around him, and a couple of players those contact meters for him. 5 in from touch on the left, a metre his own side of halfway. Broncos now back to right and centre field. Just one man in for the run of Shibasaki. Put down 45 from the Cowboys line. A much more subdued movement upfield here for the Broncos, doing the simple stuff and now through the hands. Carrigan to the right for Hunt. On to Jordan Ricky. Got through Clifford, but dragged down by the tackle of Labour. Last play, Broncos 35 out. Blindside right, they run it. Walsh gives to Hunt. Hunt now puts in a bomb, which is caught comfortably by Drinkwater. 5 from his own line. Almost dances away from the defence, but Mariner grabs part of his short and puts him to deck. Out of dummy half. Oh, Murray Taulungi. Great 16-metre gain down the blind side, getting away from some tardy marker defence, and that gives the Cowboys a bit of momentum in this set with Labour running in field. Gaining another 10. We'll play it for the Cowboys here, a dozen from halfway. Luke passes right and centre field. Purdue almost weaved his way through 2 tacklers, but the hole between Willison and Shibasaki got closed, and Purdue tackled 5 his own side of halfway. Now Lodge down the middle third. Great run from Matt Lodge. Cowboys are 38 metres out. Last play, says the referee. It's given to Clifford. Puts up a bomb at the end of the set. Mariners underneath it for the Broncos. Oh, Walsh just nudged a bloke out of the way. That was stupid from Reece Walsh. Jeremiah Nene shepherded off the ball. Penalty North Queensland.
Big let off. Big let off. Good field position for Cowboys, but what an intense end-to-end there.
And just, Hess was holding his ankle badly. Yeah, it just looked like he just went down. I didn't see him get any contact with. He just twisted on the ground. He's limping badly at the moment.
So the Cowboys electing to go for the penalty goal.
That's an interesting call.
What do you think of that, Lachlan Coote?
That's not something I would have went for, but interesting. Maybe just to settle things down a little bit. There's obviously 4 minutes on the clock to go, so 4 minutes 30. But maybe just to settle things down, which is probably not a bad thing. Seems like every play at the moment there's like a half a break or half a tackle or ineffective tackle. So just maybe things opted to go for the 2 just to slow things down.
Yeah, 8-4 if he gets it, that's not too bad.
And it's going to be Drinkwater on this side as well, the so-called non-preferred, the left side for the left footer. So it seems that
the preferred kicker now.
Yeah, it seems like he may have been given that job after it's been Jake Clifford's for the majority of the season. So Drinkwater, 10 metres to the left of the uprights. 15 metres out. Clifford, Drinkwater kicks the penalty goal for the Cowboys, and North Queensland 8 lead Brisbane 4 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half. If you missed it earlier, Canterbury Bankstown 18 beat the Warriors 6 in the NRLW game here. Big win for the Gold Coast Titans. They beat the Cowboys 34-6. Around the grounds full time, the Townsville Blackhawks have beaten the Burleigh Bears. Townsville 40 to the Bears 16. Second quarter in the AFL, Western Bulldogs 38-26 lead Richmond 2-3-15. If you want to hear the AFL ABC Listen app, it's got it for you with a red and blue button. By the way, the Aussie Diamonds are on court in the netball in the Commonwealth Games. Mitch Turner's going to be giving us an update in the next couple of minutes. When we get to half-time, plenty of heats in the swimming at Toll Cross as well in Glasgow. Mitch Turner to bring you the latest when we get to half-time as mentioned. So Lodge with the run off the kick-off gets to 10 from his own line, and now Hess. Good work off the bench from the Cowboys forwards. Hess with 15 on the game. He'll play it here midway, goal line and halfway. Luke gives it to McKaylee. And that's another solid run. Going okay down the middle third, those big Cowboys off the bench. Played 15 from halfway. Couple of sets of hands to the right edge where the defence comes and puts down Lukey, 5 from halfway. Given one man infield now to Drinkwater. He stopped. That's 5. Cowboys right on halfway for the last play. Clifford given a bit of space to run a couple of metres, but ball bombing deep. Walsh is underneath it, catches it 9 metres from his own line. Gives to Karapani wrapping infield, and he's taken once again about a dozen from that northern in-goal area. Packed house here in Townsville. Sold out. Broncos trying to keep that top 8 dream him alive. It seems like a fairy tale. Where they win tonight, they're still in the fight. Cowboys, well, they just got to try and stay in the top 8 as it's North Queensland leading 8-4. Staggs plays it on his own 30 after a right side exploration. Given one man infield to the carry of Jordan Ricky. 11 from halfway, plays it. Carrigan now to the left, onto Walsh, who dances out of one but has no momentum and has stopped the metre inside his own half. Reece Lightning plays it on the last for the Broncos. Hunt's going to kick with his right boot. A high, deep floater downfield. Drinkwater's going to let it bounce. And it bounces into the in-goal area and over the touchline. 20-metre restart, 7 tackle set.
Reynolds is in front of me here. He'll be ready to go back on.
Past his HIA.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laurie Spina, on the touchline. Now,
Going back.
so we originally thought that was touch in goal, but there must have been a call saying that actually it went in touch, not touch in goal, because they had to play it from the 10.
Play it from the 10, yeah.
Yeah, right call, because I was right in line with the corner post here, and it was left of that, so right call.
Good on you, Laurie. Oh, Nene almost lost the ball. Did a very good job to knock it backwards. He was falling to turf, but he lost grip of it, then tapped it backwards. So it wasn't a knock-on, and Taulagi mops up. That was lucky. Taulagi tackled 15 from halfway. Cowboys with the ball, leading 8-4, 53 seconds to the break. Lodge tackled 5 from halfway. Now plays it to Luke, given right from McKaylee to Purdue. Drinkwater cuts out one, sends Burns over halfway to the 40, the 30, the 20. Walsh is steamrolled. Pass goes infield to Clifford, and Clifford scores. What an emphatic run from Braden Burns. And Reece Walsh played the role of a speed bump.
Braden Burns. Oh, left him for dead.
Try to the Cowboys, 12-4, kick to come right on half-time. Wow, Lachlan
What a
Coote.
great middle third play. Shift to the right. Awesome, incredible pass by Drinkwater over to Burns, and then Cliffo supporting up the middle. He'll feel good to get that try after that. I think he's had a good response after the way he got dropped last week, but he's come back full of confidence.
You don't need to promote these games, Laurie Spina, but every time there's an ad for a Cowboys home game v the Broncos for the next couple of years, they're playing that clip.
on the halftime hooter.
See you, Walsh.
What a magnificent try. Like Cootie said, beautiful pass by Drinkwater, but what a bump. Like you said, just hit him and just dropped him, went over him. Yeah, great inside pass too to Jake Clifford, and he'll be a happy man. He's so disappointed he was put back last week, but he's a valuable member of this side, Jake Clifford. He's got to be there.
We'll get some tactical talk from Lockie Coote in a moment, whether Walsh technically got that wrong. Here's Drinkwater, just right of the uprights, uses his left boot to convert. He's 3 from 3. 3 from 3. And the Cowboys lead 14-4. It's been that kind of half. I think we all need a break. 2 tries to 1. That's half time. 14-4 the scoreline. Lukey on 21 minutes scored. Drinkwater converted for 6-0. 3 minutes later, Willison scores for the Broncos. Reynolds missed from out on the left. 24 minutes into the game, Cowboys 6, Broncos 4. And then 5 minutes from the break, Drinkwater takes the penalty goal for 8-4. And then that last try right on the 40. So, firstly, Lachlan Coote, that previous tackle, you know what it's like? You're the only man. You've got to try and make... So, Walsh sort of ran right at the middle of his body. Technically, do you either got to go higher or lower, or was it just too good from Braden Burns?
I think we've all been in that position as a fullback of just trying to put your body on the line of what you can, but I thought it was a really good from Braden Burns just to not do anything fancy, but just try and use his strength and brute force. I think I've had that experience getting run over by Greg Inglis once upon a time, but
I don't think you're the only one in that category.
I don't think Walsh could have done too much differently there.
Overall thoughts on the first 40 minutes? Cowboys 14, Broncos 4.
Well, like we spoke about before, it's been a very entertaining game, and I thought Broncos were on top early and were looking really dangerous, but just towards the back end of there, Broncos have fallen off their tackles, getting one-on-one tackles, which are allowing the Cowboys to gain some really good momentum and good field position. And I think with Cliffo's response, I think his kicking game has added to the Cowboys, threats and putting them in good field position. So Cowboys are playing with plenty of confidence at the moment, and they look like the better side.
And on the way to you, Laurie, Griffin Neem on report, Jackson Purdue on report, Reid Marnie out of the game with a failed head injury assessment as well. Laurie Spina.
Yeah, it was probably even until that last try. Both scored similar tries there, and both sides were making a few too many errors in the first 20 minutes. But the second 20 minutes, entertaining football. Yeah, but to top it all off, Cowboys just in front there. I feel that right on halftime, such an important try for them. But yeah, certainly entertaining this 25,000 crowd at the moment.
Good on you, Laurie Spina. Thank you. Cowboys 14, Broncos 4 half-time. Repeating around the grounds that Queensland Cup score. The Blackhawks of Townsville have beaten the Burleigh Bears 40-16. Second quarter in the AFL, Western Bulldogs 38-26. Lead Richmond 2-3-15. On the SMS, 0467 920 222. Stacks of text. Sorry I can't get to them all. I'll try and call the footy as well, but got a quick chance here. G'day to Doug, Ange and the family in Reedy Creek. Say the Rileys in Lancashire. Can you give them a shout out? Big hi to Doug, Ange and the family in Reedy Creek from the Rileys in Lancashire. There you go. 0467 920 222. G'day to the Weatherall family. They're new texters. They say, new caller. We'll go with text. But yeah, go Bronx from Rummery Hill. And Joy from Ipswich, as ever, a couple of Cowboys emojis and a few flexi muscle emojis. Up the Cowboys, that's my team. Thanks, Joy. Cowboys 14, Broncos 4. Before the news, though, as mentioned, the Aussie Diamonds are on court for the first time in their Commonwealth Games campaign. That and plenty more happening in Glasgow. G'day, Mitch Turner. What's the latest?
G'day, Q. Great place to start, actually. As you said, the netball is underway. The Diamonds in action in their first game, currently leading Tonga 41-17. Of course, the Australians, the number one ranked side in the world. They've won 4 out of the possible 7 Commonwealth Games gold medals. They're aiming for a 5th, the second ranked side in the world. Earlier, New Zealand crushed the host nation, Scotland, 74-44. But the Diamonds well on top so far in the about midway mark of the second quarter. Big night for Australia, of course, in the pool. Plenty of the big names have been involved in the heats already tonight. In the men's 50-metre freestyle, world record holder Cam McAvoy, he finished second in his heat, but he was second overall behind Canada's Josh Liendo, so he qualifies second for the semi-final. Flynn Southam, he won his heat and qualified 5th overall, while fellow Aussie Jamie Jack was 3rd fastest. The women's 200-metre freestyle, the big names keep coming. Lani Pallister and Molly O'Callaghan both winning their heats, and Inez Miller also through after finishing second to Lani Pallister in that event. The women's 100-metre backstroke as well. Hannah Fredericks won her heat to qualify 3rd overall, but it was Iona Anderson who stole the show, winning her heat, qualifying the quickest overall. Plenty of finals tonight in the swimming. Men's 400 freestyle, 100 backstroke, 50 backstroke, and the 4x100 metre freestyle for the women. The finals also on overnight. 200 metre freestyle featuring Lani Pallister and the 50 metre butterfly. So plenty of events still to come tonight, and also worth a shout out. The Lawn Bowls, the Australians, getting a 2-0 win over the Isle of Man in the women's pairs sectional earlier tonight. Halftime though at Townsville Stadium, the Cowboys 12 leading the Broncos 4. Quentin Hull, Lockie Coote and Laurie Spina to bring you all of the second half action shortly, but before that, we'll bring you the latest from the ABC newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. Outspoken Labor backbencher Ed Husic is remaining defiant after his push to debate Israel and Palestine at the party's national conference was squashed. Here's National Affairs correspondent Jane Norman.
The third day of Labor's national conference was dominated by debate about the party's foreign policy platform. Ed Husic had planned to move an amendment strengthening Labor's condemnation of Israel in the document, but party power brokers teamed up to quash any debate on the topic. In response, Mr Husic warned his colleagues the way to win back disaffected voters was to take a stand, not toe the party's line.
And they don't want to see us as robots.
Delegates endorsed Labor's Middle East policies without any amendment on the final day of the party's 50th national conference. Jane Norman, ABC News, Adelaide.
India's Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan says he's resigned from his post after days of youth protests calling for him to quit. His resignation was a key demand of the Cockroach Junta Party, which organised mass protests in the capital New Delhi over flaws in the examination system. US President Donald Trump has told the rescheduled White House Correspondents' Dinner that he would show restraint and not deliver his original speech, which he said would have been a doozy. Emily Grimenz has more on this story from Washington.
An alleged assassination attempt on the US president disrupted the annual gala in April this year. A smaller event with tighter security is taking place today. Donald Trump has delivered a speech but says it wasn't what he'd originally prepared, where he planned to go after some of the journalists present.
Your lives were really in danger the last time for an opposite reason.
He went on to reel off some insults and make jokes, including a joke that he planned to run for a third presidential term. The dinner traditionally celebrates free speech and an independent press. Emily Grimenz, ABC News, Washington.
Authorities in France are evacuating some suburbs of the southwestern city of Bordeaux because of a massive and shifting wildfire burning to its west. The prefect of the region, that includes Bordeaux, ordered the evacuation in the early hours of today, covering parts of 3 of the city's western suburbs, including its airport. It takes the total number of people told to flee wildfires in France and Spain to more than 220,000. Meanwhile, Spanish officials say a fire near Madrid is beyond the capacity of firefighters to contain after 3 fires west of the capital merged into a single blaze. This is ABC News.
Get ready for a year of Test cricket like you've never heard before.
Hits him hard and high, straight back down the ground for 6.
That's an amazing shot.
12 months, 20 Test matches, New Zealand at home over summer, the 3 most iconic overseas tours, the 150th anniversary Test under lights at the MCG, and it all begins August 13 with Australia versus Bangladesh on ABC Listen. ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
Lays it a dozen out. Now to the right, Luke gives to Purdue. Rubber for Lukey. Lukey scores off the back of the Tamalolo rumble. They could not stop. It was the play before, but give it to the veteran. Lukey scores. Cowboys strike first. Play to Pakes, gives it left for Mam. Rubber for the in goal. Willison's the only man there. Xavier Willison gathers for the Broncos and dots it down for an answering try. 6-4 kick to come. That was lucky. Talangi tackled 15 from halfway. Cowboys with the ball, leading 8-4, 53 seconds to the break. Lodge tackled 5 from halfway. Now plays it to Luke, given right from McKaylee to Purdue. Drinkwater cuts out one, sets Burns over halfway to the 40, the 30, the 20. Walsh is steamrolled. Pass goes infield to Clifford, and Clifford scores. What an emphatic run from Braden Burns.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
and ABC Listen.
Well, it's the closest thing you'll get to a halftime show here in Townsville. They have not spared any expense for the biggest regular season game of the year in the north. Welcome back. Quentin Hull calling alongside Lachlan Coote and Laurie Spina. North Queensland lead Brisbane by 14 points to 4 at halftime. 2 tries to 1. And the Cowboys looking to bounce back from their loss to the Dolphins at Lang Park last week. They come into the game 10 wins and 8 losses, but on a very tight rope at the bottom of the top 8. Well, for the Brisbane Broncos, winning against Penrith last week maybe gave the Dreamers hope that they could make a run to the finals. Who knows? It's a funny game, rugby league. You never know what can happen. But the Broncos trail here, having won only 6 games so far in their premiership defence, and they'll be pushing the argument uphill because they're coming from behind. Outside of the scoreline in the first half, Reid Marnie, the North Queensland hooker, early on in the game, failing a head injury assessment, category 1 as well, so automatically ruled out from next week's game against the Roosters, which is a home game on Thursday. Quick turnaround for the Cowboys. Jackson Purdue on report and Griffin Neame on report as well. Adam Reynolds was sent for and passed ahead injury assessment. So there's been a fair few errors, plenty of entertainment as well. and it's the Cowboys leading 14-4 at half-time. If you want to get in touch on the text line, most welcome to do so. Please send me your name and how you're tuning in tonight. 0467 920 222. Higgy from the West End. He says, I'm hoping the Broncos can have one of their famous second half comes backs. Loving the call as always. Thank you. G'day from Dan and the fam. Enjoying the footy from the farm before a day of lambing tomorrow. Go Broncos. Good on you, Dan. Now, look, my dad was from a farm. I'm not very regional, but I have done a day of lambing, so at least I sort of know what that's all about.
Really? Yeah, well,
What about you,
I wouldn't have
Lockie?
a clue, mate. I think I sheared a sheep once.
Right.
Out the back of Windsor, Western Sydney, so that was about it. Close to...
I'll get you blokes planting cane on Monday.
Laurie Spooner on the touchline. You would have done lambing, wouldn't you?
Nah, no lamb. No, only cattle. Only cattle and watermelon. Sugar cane and watermelon.
And we'll probably
And
get
pigs.
texts saying, what is lambing? Okay, if you can imagine an elastic band going around the manhood.
Right.
So that's the process.
That's the process.
That's the process. Yep.
Oh, I thought it was making lamb chops or something.
No.
No.
If I'm wrong, who was that text from? That was Dan and the fam. I might have made a fool of us.
Yeah. You're right.
0467 920 222. There's a line there about where the elastic band will be around the Broncos. They might be gilded if they can't get out of this one. That's the best I can do. What did you see in the first 40?
First 40, yeah. I seen obviously there was an entertaining game. It was high intensity. Obviously, Cowboys come out first with the first points, but I think Broncos have played some good footy, and with that try that Shibasaki let go and Helam put his hand in there to knock it out, I think if they score that try, which probably should have been scored, then it's a different game, and I think Broncos are probably back on top.
Yeah, Sarge just sent me a text, by the way, Laurie. Cutting the tails off and a ring on their knackers. Yep.
Right, you were right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Broncos back out there, so to the Cowboys. What are we going to see in the second half, Laurie Spina? Well, you're still getting your word from the rooms. Oh, no, he's racing back into position. I can see you down there. Loz, what do you reckon we're going to get in the second 40, Laurie?
Yeah, really tough game, of course. This is the half that means a lot to the season. Maguire wants a little bit more wrestle. He wants them to contain Drinkwater. He feels he's sort of organising things well, and he wants to really get down there when that kick goes down. And Todd Payton is so happy with his medals, taking the football up. Griffith, Jason Taumalolo, all the blokes who come on, and also the wingers. He believes they're really taking the football up, doing a great job. But he said, all in the heart, boys. You take this out, so it's an important game for him.
There's a haze around the stadium from the halftime fireworks. The Broncos kick off. The Premiers trail 14-4 as we get this second 40 underway on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. McCallie with the first carry for the Cowboys, just short of the 20. And now North Queensland running to the right of your radio dial as Nene pumps his legs, couple of post-contact metres. Jeremiah Nene midway goal line and halfway. Now here's Cohen Hess over the 30. Almost took that catch to score a spectacular try in the first half. He's 15 from halfway. Now Helam Lukey receives one man to the right, just over the 40, and stopped 5 inside Cowboys territory. Couple of plays left in this first set of the second half. Reuben Cotter receives, just gets beyond halfway, held up in the tackle of Willison and also Hunt. Now in the last, it's a Clifford kick, right on halfway for the Cowboys number 6. Playing more so halfback though, with Purdue into the team. And no Dearden, the kick goes down and is caught by Karapani, and his kick return gets up to the 20. So Brisbane now with their first possession of this second half. Mariner with a nice run up to the 20. Took a couple of men with him and just gives the Broncos a bit of momentum in this set coming off their own line. Staggs right edge, picked up and dumped. Nice tackle under the rib cage there from Nene, but ruck infringement. 6 more for the Broncos. The ping in the background, just what Bronx fans wanted to hear. And Semu up almost to halfway. Now Walsh stepping on the halfway line. Cotter takes him down. So he's got through that HIA, and after getting a stray boot. Carrigan has a run, offloads it back to Walsh on the 30. Passes to Shibasaki, runs infield, dragged down from the collar. in the tackle there from Lukey and stopped 18 from the goal line. Hunt passes infield to Mam. Offers it up to Tolte. Straightening run for Ben Tolte. And he's put down for the Broncos. That is 5. He's only a dozen out though, Tolte. Out on the left edge. Last play. Hunt passes right. They run it. Walsh gives it on to Semu, who's going to die with the ball. He tried to get an offload out. The back hold on it. Took a Cowboys touch. Jumped on by Walsh. They get another go and now a penalty goes to Brisbane, with Luke dragging Walsh and the ball coming free. Walsh was trying to referee the game as well there, trying to send Sonny Luke to the bin. And now Ruben Cotter's going to challenge the call entirely.
We've got coming into one. Cowboys are challenging, not played at.
It's a stab in the dark on that.
Tackle complete.
And for a brief moment, the din of this stadium can almost hear the silence to mix phrases because everyone's looking at the big screen.
Offloaded.
Ball bounces around and
The ball's initially offloaded by Brisbane. Just checking to see what happens with the ball up to this point.
so Semu got rid of the ball and it sort of clattered around, I think, off his legs. And then it's taken by Sonny Luke. Walsh is close to him as well. Freeze frame after freeze frame. Ash Klein's in the bunker trying to sort this mess out.
Reece Walsh has pushed Sonny Luke. This is interference. The challenge will be successful.
Didn't know where that was going there.
So, that's a good challenge from the Cowboys. Both teams still have their challenges. And what was looking like a Broncos ball on the attack in another set now is a Cowboys penalty on their goal line.
Didn't know where. I thought that could have went either way, but yeah, Cowboys have been lucky there.
So Clifford kicks for touch and finds it out on the left. And the Cowboys will start this set 25 metres from their own line. Labert taps it and gives it on to Jeremiah Nene. It's his 7th game of the season, but now that he's back fit, he's shown his value. Nene back into the late part of the Origin series as well. Played at 10 from halfway. Ruben Cotter with a run down the middle third. He's put down. I don't think there's a bit of plaster on him, a bit of a nick over the eye. Oh, he's bleeding, Cotter. He looks like he's at the Dracula's restaurant. Oh, infield run from Chester. Beats a tackle or two before Walsh cuts him down. 1-on-1. Great tackle from Walsh. Chester plays at 22 out a dummy half. Luke passes right for Purdue. Dummies. Runs infield. He's a slick mover. Gives the pass. And the Broncos defence get there just in time. Preston Ricky with a try saver. Getting all around McKaylee under the black dot. Now give it a drink or he doesn't know what to do. He stops 10 metres out, looks at the defence and eventually gets taken down. That did not work for the Cowboys. Willison the tackler. Last play Cowboys 10 metres out. Clifford chips for the left wing, hoping for the flying Taulungi. Well, he had a go at it. So too did Karapani. Knocked on by Taulungi. And the Broncos survive.
Survived, don't know how. Very lucky there.
So it's going to be a Broncos ball. 10 in from touch on the right and 10 from their own line. Dean Mariner runs into the defence and takes the tackle, 12 from the southern end. No score in the second half. It remains 14 points to 4 in favour of North Queensland. Quentin Hull calling with 2015 Premiership winner Lachlan Coote and Laurie Spina down on the touchline as Karapani now has a left edge exploration, takes the Broncos up to the 30. Still inside his own half though. Deep at that southern end. Now Shibasaki, a one-man run. 9 on the game. Stopped 11 inside his own half by Hess. Played to Hunt. Blindside given to Mam. Almost a line break. Purdue and Chester just get him before he scurries through. Played 41 out. Hunt passes infield. This is the last. Reynolds from the 40 in the attacking half. Kicks high to the right side. Great take, Taulungi. He runs away from the man contesting with him before being taken down short of the 30. Katoni Staggs with the tackle. Murray Taulungi with a great take there. The attendance has been set a centre forward quite early in the second half. Usually it gets later than that. 25,461 Laurie.
Yeah, big crowd, Hugh, big crowd.
Not many spare seats here tonight, nor pews in the pubs, I reckon. Half hour after the game, as Chester plays at 10 from halfway. Now McKaylee. Oh, you can just see his value back in the team, Lockie Coote. He's tackled here, a metre from halfway.
Middles off the bench have been really good tonight for the Cows.
Cotter down the middle third. Hunt takes him down. Cotter plays at 42 out for the Cowboys. End of set. Give it a Drinkwater, who again strolls a couple of metres before bombing. It'll come down 5 from the goal line. Great take from Walsh. He beat 2 and kept running. And then links up. The pass wasn't great to the right edge. He was hoping to try and send Mariner away down the right, but Lukey was there to make the tackle. Nonetheless, great take from Reece Walsh, Lockie.
Good take from Reece Walsh. He had 3 Cowboys there on his tail, but good take, good footy at the moment, end-to-end sets. No, not many errors at the moment.
Karapani on a jinking, sidewinding run. He sort of straightens himself up after going laterally. Stop midway goal line and halfway. Hunt runs out a dummy half, gives it on to Haas. He's met by the defence on a rare occasion where he goes to deck pretty quickly. Payne Haas plays at 11 from halfway. Now the Broncos to the right. Carrigan receives. Thought of keep it on going through the hands, but has tackled 5 from halfway. End of the set. Hunt blindside pass to Reynolds. A high torp downfield. It'll come down on its point very well. Caught by Drinkwater, who runs to the defence, draws a man, and then passes to the right edge where Chester got taken down but not held. Gets up and goes again, Chester, running laterally across the 40, trying to straighten up. He slips and gets jumped on. And tackled eventually, Tom Chester. North Queensland to play it 5 inside their own half. 7 minutes played second half. It remains North Queensland 14, Brisbane 4, with Quentin Hull, Lockie Coote and Laurie Spooner bringing it to you on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Nene up to the 40, tackled. Cowboys on the attack again. Luke, short side left, given to Clifford, but Tolty's at marker. Got help from Carrigan to make the tackle. Clifford plays at 35 out, given to the right for Purdue, through the hands to the right, Drinkwater, given on to Burns, taken down by Shibasaki. Last play, Cowboys, right edge and 30 out. Drinkwater at dummy half, he has to kick himself. It's a lateral kick to the left edge. Purdue flew, he went tumbled acrobatically, chucked it backwards. He's a bit hurt. Ball stays alive, play on, still the last. Luke goes for a grubber. Walsh fields it, and now the penalty does go to the Cowboys for the man playing at Jackson Purdue while he was in the air for the Scott Drinkwater bomb.
I think it was Zach Laibart, I think.
Was
Zach
it?
Laibart, yeah.
Laibart, my apologies.
Which is a fair call, but he's let that play on. Cowboys played the advantage for
And on report, Katoni Staggs.
But how do you get away in a situation like that? He was standing there and the ball was going up and he sort of flew up and high and just went over him. It's really tough for the defender, really.
I don't think he actually played at the ball, though, I think, so he could have probably made it look a bit more obvious, I think.
I think he's okay. Zach Laibart, who came into the team, into the centres when Dearden was ruled out. Well, let's just tune in here to referee without a moment. He's just explaining the decision.
He's actually he's saying he put an arm around him on his way down. Fair call. I see that.
And the Cowboys are going to go for penalty goal again. So they took one penalty goal in the first half when the score was 6-4 to move to 8-4. Now at 14-4.
It's working at the moment. As long as you take these points and then you get a good set after points there. So they obviously want to kick this and then get a good set, build the pressure, and it worked for them last time.
So this would make it 2 converted tries as well, Lachlan. So 15 in from the left and 20 out for Drinkwater with his left boot.
Slotted.
Converts or kicks the penalty goal, to be more precise. He's 4 from 4. And North Queensland lead Brisbane by 16 points to 4 with half an hour left in this Saturday night round 21 encounter that you're hearing across ABC Sport. Around the grounds in the AFL, it's half time. The Western Bulldogs lead Richmond at the main break there. Doggies 6-10-46 to the Tigers 2-3-15. Broncos through Walsh. Restart play. Long left boot downfield, caught in the in-goal area by Clifford and given to McKaylee, who runs with intent into the defence and just beyond the 10. There's a boot that's gone astray there. Wonder whose boot that is. Not McKaylee, he's got two purple ones, and it's a white one that's just sitting near the play of the ball. Forward goes Nene, up to the 20, tackled by Carrigan, plays the ball to Luke, given on to Hess, and Hess down the middle third is dumped before getting to the 30. Tackle led there by veteran Ben Hunt. Now Luke passes right on to Lukey. Lukey's put on his back, and that boot is still...
Jordan Ricky's boot.
It's still a long way away from Jordan Ricky's foot. Now Drinkwater on a lateral run, tried to straighten, but Reynolds makes the tackle on halfway. Last play for the Cowboys. Clifford's going to put his boot to it. It's a high bomb which will come down 15 metres out. No real pressure on Walsh. He catches it, runs laterally, can't escape the clutches though of the kick chase, which was led by Chester and Hess. Play to Mam, give it to Shibasaki, tackled after a 10-metre gain.
I was just about to say there, that's where Cowboys have probably been at their best with their kick chase. I think that's where they've been winning games. So when they're on, their kick chase is really strong, and they're showing that now in the last 10 minutes.
Mam goes on a blindside scoot. Ezra Mann taken though right on halfway on the NRL logo. 5 inside the western touchline. Karapani flings the ball to his right to midfield for Hunt. Given on to Haas, who changes direction. Well, he stepped past Hess, who slipped over. Tackle made by Burns and Cotter. End of set for the Broncos. Reynolds from 40 bombs to the right side. It's leapt at and caught out there by the Broncos winger in Mariner, but he is tackled immediately. And Labert makes the tackle. It's a handover. That was a good leap and catch from Mariner. Just didn't really have much to do after that. Now Lukey, or Taulungi, should I say, beyond the 20. Taken. He's out on the left edge, Murray Taulungi, still on his own 20. Now Nene up to the 30. Jeremiah Nene plays the ball there to Luke. Give it to McKaylee. Cowboys really intent on just working hard down the middle third to get out of their own half.
Seems like there's a bit of fatigue in the game now. There's a bit of one-out carries and not many shifts at the moment.
Luke out of dummy half. His pass almost was too hot for Cotter. Fumbled it, but got it back on halfway. He's tackled. End of the set for the Cowboys. Clifford with the high, deep kick. Once again, Walsh catches for Brisbane under no pressure. He's got Karapani linking on the run infield. Receives the pass and tackle just short of the 20. 27 and a half minutes left in the game. North Queensland 16, lead Brisbane 4.
Yeah, it's been end-to-end here at the moment. They're just taking one-out carries, like I just mentioned before, but it's like they're just taking 5 carries for a kick. So
big raw Billy Walters has come on to you.
So he is back in the NRL after damaging his knee in that amazing qualifying final against Canberra. Missed the rest of the final series. He's had 3 games in the Queensland Cup, but Billy Walters is back in the NRL, so that completes the bench use for the Broncos. There will be no Anderson or Gale tonight. Broncos have it on halfway. End of set. Walsh thumps his left boot into a spiral speculator downfield, which is knocked on by Brayden Burns. He regathers, but that kick, I mentioned spiral speculator, had a bit of mongrel trajectory about it, and Burns has made a meal of it.
That is a tough, great kick from Walsh actually, and last minute it just tailored away from Burns. Just, grasped at air there. This is a turning point in the game, I think. If Broncos can capitalise on this, then this will give some Broncos confidence to get back in the game.
What a towering kick. It sort of went up and just twisted on the way down, floated. It was a magnificent kick. He's the man to get him home, and I'm sure he'll get involved a lot now, Reece Walsh.
So a Broncos scrum on the attack and 10 out. They trail 16-4. Immediately to the right, Walsh gives it on to Staggs, but Katoni Staggs has 3 defenders around him. Put down 8 metres out. The derby's on the line. Perhaps the season's on the line for the Broncos, as it's now shifted to left and centre field from Reynolds to Walsh. On to Haas, but no galloping room for the big Bronco there. Taken, then Hess gives away a 6 again by pushing Haas as he was getting up to play the ball. Silly play, fresh set Broncos as Jordan Ricky's tackled on the right edge. Still 10 metres from the Cowboys line. Played to Hunt, given left and centre field for Reynolds. Holds it, gives it second man to Walsh. Holds it, gives it second man to Mam. Ezra beats 2. Mam is the man to keep Brisbane in it. He scores for the Broncos. Ezra Mam dots down at the northern end. And it's North Queensland 16, Brisbane 8. Kick to come.
Quality play there from the Broncos, just right to left shift with Walsh in the, nice ball. Second man play at the back. Ezra Mann does well to defend off a couple of defenders, actually. So, he's done a great effort there.
Laurie Spooner on the touchline.
Yeah, he's so dangerous, Walsh, when he gets the ball. I think 2, maybe 3 blokes had to keep an eye on him, but that long ball came out to Mann, and his acceleration went through. Yeah, important try for the Broncos, that's for sure. They're back in this. They've got to keep an eye on Walsh, that's for sure.
He's got an amazing ability to break tackles at times, Ezra Mann. There is that sparkle of brilliance about him, isn't there?
He is a quality footballer.
That was a big play.
Big play back in the moment. This is a bit of a turning point, like I mentioned before. And this could, if they, bounce back and get a good set away here, they're back in the game.
Adam Reynolds, 25 out, 9 metres in from touch on the left. We're right behind it. He struck it well. The captain converts. There's a converted try in it in Townsville. North Queensland 16, lead Brisbane 10, and there's heaps of time left. 24 minutes of action to come on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Keep your messages coming on 0467 920 222. G'day to Grant L. and Jimmy at Cecil Plains. They are listening to this Queensland Showdown fireside with the Broncos' newest fan, 6-year-old Jimmy. And they've sent me a photo of Jimmy standing safe distance, warming his hands by the fire. The radio burbling there. Good on you guys.
It's nice.
0467 920 222. Well, that's the try the game needed, the contest needed, as Clifford kicks off, being taken right on the goal line by Carapani, and Carrigan wants to run back into the defensive line, which he does. And Pat Carrigan tackled 10 in from the left and 10 from his own line. Walters is in at dummy half. Great to see Billy back in the NRL after that ACL injury. Fed to Willison, but he's swamped by 4 defenders. Pushed back a metre or 2, and the Bronx still inside their 10. Now Walters passes right. Reynolds chips. Play 3 for the right wing. It comes off. Mariner catches on his own 20. Scoots to halfway. Sees the fullback. Now kicks infield. 4 Broncos to choose from. The bounce is devilish, and Mam knocks it on. Ezra Mam was one of 4 Broncos there. It was his to catch, but the ball didn't bounce kindly. He knocks it on, and it's cleaned up by the Cowboys in the in-goal area. What a play from inside their own 10 from Adam Reynolds, and it all but came off.
Classic Broncos.
4 of them there.
Almost 4 of them. Ezra,
It was 4 on 1, Laurie.
Unbelievable.
I don't know if he actually had to reach out for that. There was 4 other Broncos behind him ready to scoop that up.
What a smart play from Reynolds, but wasn't it? Beautiful play. Chip over the top.
Just hearing word, Laurie, that Tulty, he copped a boot to the throat, but he's going to be okay to get back out there. 22 minutes to go. Cowboys, they got away with one there. Lukey on a great right side run. Man went recoiling out of the tackle. Eventually, Shibasaki makes the play. Cowboys are on their 30. This has been far from a perfect game of rugby league, but it's just had drama about it. Errors and moments of brilliance, moments of stupidity. It's been a crazy old ride to this point. Tamalolo to halfway.
Exactly what the fans are after.
Yeah, it's been entertaining, that's for sure. Don't know whether the coaches would like it, as Drinkwater is tackled. 45 from the Broncos line. End of set. Clifford puts up a deep bomb to the defensive right corner, where Mariner takes the catch, but he's got Nene in front of him to make the tackle in company with Laban. So the Broncos have the ball. 10 from their own line. Reynolds at dummy half. Distributes infield to Staggs. Tackled 15 from his own line. 21 and a half to go. Cowboys 16, Broncos 10. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Shibasaki almost made a line break there. Good run taken from behind by Luke. Broncos up to the 30, and with momentum in this set, it's starting to open up in Townsville. Carapani gains a dozen. He stopped 8 inside his own half. Walters is in a dummy half. Passes blindside to Willison. He runs at Purdue. Purdue needs help. He gets it, but Willison eventually is stopped only for 38 metres out, with Tamalolo making the tackle. tackle. It's the last for the Broncos. Given infield to Reynolds, who will once again bomb for the attacking right side. Labour leaps and catches, drilled to the deck by the tackle of Jordan Ricky. And the Cowboys, boy, Lockie, they look tired getting back on side here. They've got it 15 from their own line, Lachlan
I was
Coote.
just about to mention that. The Cowboys are looking a little bit fatigued here, so Broncos can get a good defensive set, get some good field position. It seems like they're coming back on top.
Lachlan Coote with me. Laurie Spina down on the touchline as Burns is tackled on the 20.
Yeah, they are. They look fresh, and that the Cowboys really struggling to get on side. And this Broncos since scoring that try, have really grown a leg.
Cotter has a run and offloads to Nene, but no space for Nene down the left edge. Awkwardly pushed back in the tackle. Reynolds was down low, Staggs was up top, and he's staying down, Jeremiah Nene.
One of those awkward tackles. I don't think there was any intent in.
So Reynolds sort of got around his hips and then released. He realised he was
on the way down.
He realised he was in trouble, Adam Reynolds. That's heap drop mechanism. What do you reckon, gents? He did let go at the end, but I think the damage had been done.
Yeah.
And I think Adam Reynolds let go because he realised he'd put himself in a compromising position.
No, he's playing on.
And the Nay gets up limping. I think he's pretty lucky there, Adam Reynolds.
Yeah, lucky.
Wasn't a really bad one, but technically he got into the area which could be penalised.
Which could be, yeah. Which it probably has been before, hasn't it?
Yep. But he sort of let go before putting his full body weight on the legs of Nene. End of set anyway, no penalty. Clifford torps it downfield. Great purchase, a spiral, which is caught by Walsh on his own 10. 25 metres, he passes to his left to Karapani, who's had a very good game to side Karapani. He owes him this week. Went to court, got a $350 fine, a 3-month suspension for his drink driving misdemeanour. And he's out there and playing tonight as if he really wants to show that he respects the club and doesn't want to put him in that position again. Here goes Willison now. Runs up to halfway. Well, now Shibasaki's down in back play. I'll stick with the ball as Walters passes to centre field for Reynolds. Shows it, gives it to Walsh. Dummies, straightens, dances, and it gets caught. He feels for his mouth. He thought he got a high tackle. Referee says, no, get up and play it. Oh, and Reese is taking his time to do so. And they'll get on his back here, that's for sure. Reese Walsh. Well, play the ball, or the referee's now coming in. Now, all the while, Shibasaki's limping from the field. He's in the hands of the trainers.
Yeah, knee injury.
Okay, place back underway, no penalty, by the way, after all of that. Haas is held up 40 metres from the Cowboys line. This is the last play for Brisbane. Reynolds now with his right boot. It's a high, deep bomb. Drinkwater catches it a metre from his own line and just stays in the field of play despite the best attempts of Walsh to tackle him and drag him into the in-goal area. Taulangi's at dummy half. Great defence from Hunt to stop him, and Taulangi's still only 2 metres from the goal line. Pressure is amping up here in Townsville. The Premier's season's on the line. The Cowboys try to stay inside the top 8. North Queensland 16 lead, Brisbane 10. 18 minutes to go. Cowboys still inside their own 10 here. Oh, Burns is lucky not to drop that ball on a run down the right. He keeps it in hand and gets stopped. 10 from his own line, make it a dozen in the end. Past infield to Chester. Chester crawls to the 20, and that's 5 as he's tackled. Last play, Clifford boots it. Deep downfield. Mariner catches it. 25 metres from his own line. He'll run back over the 30. Get through the tackle of Clifford before Purdue puts him down. A tackle made around the hips. Broncos ball. 15 from halfway. And excuse the pun, but there's more than one set of cows out there because there's 2 sets of Browns cows getting back in defence.
Yes.
They are looking tired.
They are looking tired.
Both teams looking tired with 17.5 minutes to go. Man plays it on halfway. Tolte, who's back out there, he is tackled with Shibasaki now off the field with a knee injury. Given to the left for Hunt. Runs out the line. Passes to Willison. Met solidly one-on-one around the chest there by the tackle of Purdue, and he's put to deck. End of set. Ben Hunt from 35 out puts up a bomb for the Bronx. Drinkwater leaps and catches comfortably and bounds away from the first wave of defence. Runs laterally across the 20 before Stagg upends hangs him, gives him a bit of extra to make sure he's tackled. Cowboys ball on their own, in their own half, 25 from their own line. As now Taulungi's tackled by Staggs. Another good piece of defence from Katoni Staggs. Now Nene beats a tackle, beats a second over halfway. Walsh chasing. Nene fends Walsh, but had to slow down to do so. Then Mariner tackles him and he loses the ball. Walsh picks it up. Walsh on the counter-attack down the eastern touchline is tackled over the eastern touchline by the defensive Jake Clifford.
They played the advantage here.
Well, he gained 25 metres downfield, Reece Walsh, and he's saying, what about the original dropsy with Mariners tackle on Nene?
Of course, you got to play the advantage there. 25 metres, gee. Yeah. Oh, what a great run from Nene. Yeah, entertaining stuff, I tell you what.
It's been a bit of a bonkers game to call, Laurie. How's it felt at ground level?
Yeah. Entertaining, exciting, yeah.
To be honest, can I say, it looks like a team in the bottom four playing a team just inside the top eight. We talk about all the big stakes, but as far as the, it's not top shelf stuff as far as footy, but it's top shelf stuff for entertainment. Forward goes Griffin Neame. He's held up and the Cowboys have got it 22 metres out. North Queensland lead by 6, 15 minutes to go. Given to the left for Drinkwater. Now he feeds the straightening line out on that left edge, but no way through. 3 Broncos defenders in the face of the run from Taulungi. Plays it 15 out. Back to right in centre field. Drinkwater offers it up for a straightener from Tamalolo. He's got 3 around him, and the veteran crumbles the deck. Only 11 from the southern in goal. It's played to Luke. Passes right for Purdue. Dummies and straightens Purdue, but he can't get away from the clutches there of Willison and Haas and Reynolds, who helps complete the tackle. Last play, Cowboys. Centre field and 10 out. Luke passes left for Clifford. Grubber for the in goal. Nene was there, fielded by Staggs just. Nene was coming through. Staggs dives low to ground it in the in-goal area. Goal line dropout Broncos.
Good play. Good work from Cowboys settling it down, and then good little roll grubber kick into the in-goal from Cliffo. I think that's exactly what they needed, and Cowboys just need to stay down their end.
Now, has Adam Reynolds got one of these funky restarts about him here?
No doubt there'll be a short.
They're 6 behind. There's 14 and a half to go. What does the KGL skipper do here? It's, he tries the little inverted torpy one, which doesn't go the distance. I.e., the one that he tried a couple of times in the 2023 grand final that didn't work. And that was the same thing there. It didn't work. And it was played at by the Broncos inside their own 10. It's not a handover of possession. It's a penalty. Laurie Spina on the touchline.
Yeah, you can take it too because they played at it. Yeah, they're definitely going for the 2 that he would have made in front if he gets it, yes. That wasn't a smart play there.
Well, Karapani sort of, he didn't get out of the way, and it ricocheted off his shins up into his hands, and he indeed has played at the ball, so that allows a gift, 2 points.
If he would have left it alone, would have bounced away, it would have been just a
handover.
That's all right.
Of course, in that 2023 grand final, that was the last time that kicks that didn't go the 10 from a dropout were penalised. They changed the rule after that. To encourage the attacking short kicks from the goal line dropout. Scott Drinkwater could throw it over from here. Instead, he goes the conventional method of putting it on the kicking team, kicking it over from 11 metres out, and it's an 8-point lead for the North Queensland Cowboys with 12 minutes and 52 seconds left in the game. That's 3 penalty goals to go with 2 tries for the Cowboys. It's 18-10 North Queensland, and we've got 12 and a half minutes to go. Looks like Shibasaki's okay, Laurie Spina on the touchline.
Yeah, he's been running up and down in front of me. It looks like he ran that knee injury out. He's ready to go back on.
Heavily strapped though, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the looks of it.
In the AFL around the grounds, third quarter, the Western Bulldogs, 7-12, 54 lead Richmond, 3-3, 21. Kickoff's affected. Cowboys with the ball. 15 from that northern end, and Tamalolo, first man to take it into the defence. Second carry-off penalty, Cowboys here. High tackle. Was it? Yep.
Yeah, high tackle.
Loose high tackle from... Well, Tolte and Reynolds are in the tackle. And I think it's Tolte who's been penalised, so this is it's Tolte just up around the throat of Jeremiah Nene.
Just a lazy tackle there. Good big let off for the Cows there.
Lockie Cook with Quentin Holland, Laurie Spina in Townsville. The NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Cowboys looking for an 11th straight win, or 11th win for the season, should I say. As now Griffin Neem goes over halfway. Neem's tackle 40 from the Broncos line. Centre field as he'll play the ball here to Luke. Given off left shoulder to Tamalolo. Bumps off Walters, and then there was an obstruction line as well, so he has to take a knee and take the tackle. 8.32 metres out, given to the right through Purdue to Drinkwater. Passes to the inside line of Luke. He tries to fend away from the defence, but in the end, Jordan Ricky was good enough to make the tackle. And a mistake was there.
Mistake, yeah. Gillen knocked it on.
Gillen, Lukey's lost the ball.
Last tackle was tackle 4, Cutler's challenge. Cowboys are challenging the ruling of knock-on.
He definitely knocked it on, but
knocked it on.
Whether he's saying that he pulled his arm or something getting up.
Again, this
Gillen Lukey just loses possession of the ball. The challenge is unsuccessful.
All right, we're in the middle.
It's amazing, Laurie, when they have those big screen replays because it's so loud. And then
errors like that can be very costly. They had the football now. Turn it over.
Eerily quiet with these big replays on what's been
it has been
just the most magnificent Saturday night weather-wise in Townsville. 25,461 fans in the house.
I think that was a very silly challenge from the Cows.
Well,
hopefully it doesn't cost them down the track.
I think, they don't want to leave the party with a free drink card. They thought they might as well use it.
That's right.
With only 11 minutes left in the game. Staggs tackled off the scrum win. 25 from the Broncos line. Now they shift it left edge. Walsh gives it on to Mam. Mam to Shibasaki. Yeah, he's got that right leg heavily strapped again. Tackled on the 30. Broncos trailing by 8. Karapani with the ball now. Middle third to 15 from halfway when taken. 10.5 minutes left in the game. 18-10 to North Queensland. Broncos to the right. Hunt to Reynolds. Double cutout misses. Staggs. It goes in behind him. Mariner picks up. Penalty goes to the Broncos. Mariner's got a limp up now. And I don't think it's got to do with that right thigh, which was dangerously injured earlier in the season. I think it's his left calf, maybe a bit of cramp. Anyway, Broncos get a penalty there. Reynolds kicks downfield and finds touch on halfway.
Tackle without the ball.
Tackle without the ball. Yeah.
This is a ragged old game of rugby league, isn't it?
It is. What is...
Broncos on halfway now. Fresh set.
Setting up for an interesting finish, I reckon.
Yeah. Broncos shift it left and Willison has taken 15 in from the left and 42 metres out. Ball played to Walters. Give it a hunt. Shows it and gives it to Carrigan. Taken down in the middle third by the tackle of Cotter and Nene. Played 35 out. Walters back to the left for Walsh. At the line. Inside ball to Haas. Great tackle from Nene from behind to put Haas down 20 metres out in the centre third. Played to Walsh. Given left. Grubbers for the Ings goal area. Walsh. It's overcooked. He's kicked it dead. Walters feeding Walsh and Walsh grubbering it beyond the dead ball line.
Not the right play. Early kick. Massive let off.
9 minutes left in the game. And still the lead is 8 for the Cowboys.
Come on.
And there's just a nervous hum around this stadium. They know the stakes, and particularly those in Broncos colours. They would have to be perfect and need so much luck to make the finals. If they lose, there's 6 games left, so at max they could get to 12 wins. You needed 13 to make the 8 last year and 12 with a good for and against the year before. So some may call it dead, others may say, well, there could be a circumstance that the Broncos make it. And there's the practicality of the season probably gone, but then there's the mathematical reality of it as well. Either way, the Bronx would prefer to win this one to make it easier. Now Drinkwater over halfway. He feeds pass to the right for Purdue, but he's taken 40 metres out. Now out of dummy half, Luke passes right for Lukey. Helam Lukey upended in the tackle of Shibasaki and Willison. Taken on 5 in from the right and 30 from the Broncos line. Give it a Drinkwater. He's rushed at by Hunt, runs past him, he runs it on the last. Oh, gave it to Clifford. Clifford dropped it. Knocked on. Double knock on. Because then Jordan Ricky was running away for the Broncos. Was it the double knock on? Why didn't they let him keep?
Double knock on.
And a handover at the end of the set.
Handover, yep.
7 minutes and 37
I reckon
seconds.
Drinking would have loved to take that back and just probably put that kick in the corner, I reckon.
Caraponi's had a huge game up to the 30 there. Now Walters out of dummy half, has a little run, feeds Willison, well taken around the ankles by the defence. Walters again dummy half, passes blindside for Mam. Mam on the NRL logo is taken, 10 in from touch on the left, 41 metres from the Cowboys line. Broncos still trail by 8. Give it a Hunt in centre field, pass to Carrigan, meets the defence led by Tom Malolo and is put down. Broncos 40 from the Cowboys line. Walters passes left for Mam, runs at the line. His passes into a Cowboy. He was trying to link with Willison. It was knocked backwards without being played at even by the Cowboys player in Chester. He jumps on it and the Broncos have turned it over. Cowboys have got the ball. They were just trying too much on the left edge there, Brisbane.
I think that's just been them all night, actually, just not taking advantage of their opportunities that have been gifted, just with silly plays like that.
6.5 minutes left. Cowboys with the ball on halfway. A little bit of a limp there from Burns as he plays the ball. I think he's going to be okay. Ran forward by Chester. Stop 42 out. Now Tamalolo again down the middle third. Jason Tamalolo. Oh, held was called just before he got the offload away. He did chuck it out the back. The referee says no. I'll give you benefit of the doubt.
Don't know who that offload was going to.
No, just keep it alive.
Grenade.
And plays it on the last 32 metres out. Drinkwater bombs for the attacking left side. Mariner leaps, knocks the ball on. Was he played it in the air? No, play on's the call. Labert takes it. He kicks it over the touchline. So Mariner's flat on his back. There's a Cowboys player slow to get up as well out there.
Have they called whose ball it is, I wonder?
It was actually Cowboys 6 to go, but did he actually kicked it again?
It's Taulungi who's slow to get up and he's limping. 5 minutes and 46 on the clock. Now someone's on report as well among all of them.
Little aspects of play. It's a contest for the ball by both players. The ball is then knocked on by Brisbane. The challenge is unsuccessful.
So Adam Reynolds trying to challenge that call.
The challenge happening there.
Taulungi's he's struggling a bit with his gait out in the far wing. Both of the men that went up for that catch are limping away from the contest now. Both standing and the trainers have left them alone, but both of them hampered in their gait. With 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game, Cowboys lead by 8.
We've got to give Chester a rap tonight. His last desperation tackles and his work he's done running the football up, he's been tremendous, young Chester.
And now the bunker's going to order Dean Mariner to come from the field for a head injury assessment. He
heavy contact.
Landed awkwardly on his back, whether or not the back of his head banged the turf as well, Hockey Coot. That's well, the bunker's
showing it here again.
Having a look. Yeah, the side of his head did. Yeah. Oh, that looks nasty. So that's the right call. So that'll be the end of the night for Dean Mariner, and we're not sure whether or not he'll be able to play against Newcastle at Lang Park next week. On comes Vijay Simu.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens in this set. I think Cowboys have got the opportunity to close this game out, I think.
It's been ragged.
Yes.
But they'll get up for this moment here. 5.5 to go. Cowboys can seal it. They lead by 8. Scrum 15 out. Centre field. Good defence from the Broncos. They're rushing up there. Walters all over that play. Drinkwater was the receiver and got tackled. Now Nane on a straightening run. Tackled 11 metres out on the left edge. Cowboys looking to sink this game here and perhaps sink the Broncos season. Clifford gives it on to Tamalolo. He runs into the defence and is taken in the centre third. 10 from the goal line. Sonny Luke passes right for Clifford. Given to the inside line of Heelan Lukey. Tackled just right of the uprights. 5 metres out. Luke looks left. Passes right for Purdue. He dummies. Fends away from Mam but can't get away from Shibasaki. Referee Bruff says that's 5. Last play Cowboys. Blindside Luke. Gives it to Chester. Chester's got 2 around him to push him over the whitewash. And it comes back. In fact, he went into the in-goal area, out to the 20 for a 7-tackle set.
Maybe fatigue's getting to Soundy Luke, but I just don't know what his thought process was there. He was going away from Cowboys had a set play out to the left and they'd gone short side twice back to back.
Now the Broncos, you'd expect, would throw everything at him here. Karapani's tackled 15 from halfway. Oh, Willison ricochets off a Tamalolo hit. JT came out of the line. Willison kept going and eventually Cotter is there with Lukey to tackle him. 6 more as the tackle 12. Reynolds out of dummy half, goes on a scoot. The veteran gains 15 metres and the Broncos on the attack. 35 out, there's 4 minutes to go. They trail by 8. Carrigan at the line. Oh, his pass is knocked forward by a Cowboy. Knocked forward and cleaned up by Clifford. So one of the tackling brigade knocked that away from its intended flight path. But it is a knock on Cowboys. Tamalolo must have been who got his hand to that.
That could have been a challenge, I think. I think Carrigan's thrown the ball forward into a Cowboys' hand.
So you mentioned Sonny Luke, that play short time ago. He's played the majority of the game. Reid Marnie failed an HIA early in the contest. Cat 1-2, so he's out. Next week's game against the Roosters. Broncos win the scrum, 30 out. Walsh feeds it to the left. Shibasaki's tackled. 3.5 minutes left for the Broncos to try and conjure a Townsville miracle. Willison goes forward. Taken 15 from the Cowboys line. Walters at dummy half. He passes right for Reynolds. Shows it, runs it himself, but Luke's there to make the tackle along with Neem. The Broncos skip it a play at 10 metres out. Walters passes left for Carrigan, gives it on to Haas. Haas rolls through Purdue, but gets taken on the goal line by Chester and Lukey. Played to Walters. His pass knocked down by a Cowboy. 6 more. No advantage. It went forward off a Cowboy and jumped on by Shibasaki. So back out to the 10 now and a fresh set coming up for the Broncos off the scrum. They can indeed get that taken care of quickly. They pack in and the time stops with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. North Queensland leading 18-10. Quentin Hull, Lachlan Coote and Laurie Spooner with you in front of 25,000 fans. Broncos score here. Watch out. Walters to the right. Reynolds straightens but gets taken around the hips by Drinkwater. And Reynolds will play it 8 metres out. Options either side for Walters. Passes right for Walsh. Slips but keeps going. Got a pass to Semu. And big VJ Semu has 2 tacklers around him. He's held up 3 metres short. Broncos trailing by 8. Walters to the left for Reynolds. Shows it. Wrapped up in the tackle of Lukey, 1-on-1.
6 more.
But there's 6 more. Cowboys, I'm assuming, were offside. Walters passes right and open side through Carrigan to Haas, to Mam, to Ricky. Great tackle by Clifford to stop Jordan Ricky. 5 metres out in that right edge. Walters passes back open side left to Semu. Well met by the defensive Neem on the goal line. He's held up inside 2 minutes on the clock now. Walters passes blindside right. It goes on grass before being half volleyed by Staggs. Bounces away from the Taulungi tackle. Runs infield. Katoni Staggs. Eventually 4 Cowboys stop him a metre short. 5 metres to the right of the uprights. This Cowboys line holding for the time being. Now to the left. Walsh gives to Reynolds. Reynolds floats a pass to the Karapani edge. Defenders around him. He's put down. Great defence by Burns, 2 metres out. Last play, Broncos. Cowboys tackle here, they win the game. Walsh to the right, gives it on to Staggs. Staggs for the corner. His pass is knocked on by Ricky. Jordan Ricky couldn't handle it. There's 68 seconds left. And the Cowboys realise they've done enough to win this derby.
Yeah, desperate defence from the Cows. Shift to shift. Cowboys showing up left, right and centre. Good to see. I think Toddy Payton will be happy with that performance.
Well, you're now going to need a degree in rugby league mathematics and peculiarity to try and construct a case for the Premiers to make the 8.
Make the 8. It's going to be interesting.
It would be the greatest Lemony Snicket series of weird events if they get there from here.
You're the best, kid.
We can focus, though, on the Cowboys. They will be happy. They'll stay inside the 8 for the time being, ahead of a huge Thursday night game against the Roosters. Neem's got it. He's tackled just short of the 30. North Queensland 18, Brisbane 10. And prior to the round 6 fixture, where Raheel and Lukey tried late, broke a run of 6 straight games for the Bronx. They'd been the dominant party of recent times. But the Cowboys are going to go back against Big Brother in 2026 and all but put the Broncos 6 feet under in 2026. In fact, they are 6 feet under and they'll need some kind of Kill Bill type of resurrection to get out of it from here.
No doubt.
It's in the hands of Jeremiah Nene for the Cowboys. He's put on his back. Referee says that's 5. 12 seconds and counting. They don't need much of an excuse to party in this part of the world. But I tell you what, they've got one tonight. The Cowboys are going to beat the Broncos. North Queensland win 18 points to 10. An 11th win of the season for the Cowboys. They'll stay inside the top 8. And for the Broncos, with 6 games to play, they only have 6 wins to show for the season. When they're good, they're good. But I don't think Chautauqua could even come from there and hit the line where they need to be.
No,
all done and dusted. North Queensland 18, Brisbane 10. Lockie Coote.
Yeah, I don't think they can come back into the 8, mate. The way they performed, I think just they were, I wouldn't say unlucky, but just ill-disciplined to force that pass. They had the opportunities there. You look at the errors here. Cowboys have made 15 errors. Broncos have only made 9. So it's not as if Cowboys, played a perfect game. And I don't think they were, a great team. But just Broncos just didn't secure their opportunities like they're at the end there.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. 0467920222. Please send us your name. Mike it is. Mike the Mad Cowboy says, forget about the Big Brother stuff. That's old hat. Well, you look at the size of the clubs. You look at their histories as well. One team's won 7 comps, the other's won 1. I think, and to be honest, I think there's still a few people in North Queensland that don't mind the Big Brother stuff.
Yeah.
It's a part of the fabric of these two. The country beats the big city-siders, and it may have just sunk the Bronx.
I think it may have.
And James from DY, yes, I know that the Lemony Snickets was a series of unfortunate events. It wouldn't be unfortunate for the Broncos if they made the finals with that series of weird events. That's why I had to rephrase, but thank you, James. Down to you, Laurie on the touchline.
Griffith Neem, special win, especially beating the Premiers twice this year. What a great win.
Yeah, mate, that was such a tough game. They're such a good side, and when you give them ball like we did at stages, they eat you up, and they're such a good team. But the boys just dug deep. Wins like that are the best, when everyone digs deep, and it's good. Good game, mate.
I noticed the last 2 weeks, especially, you've been a man possessed. It looks like you want to be a leader out there, and I thought your starts the last couple of weeks have been outstanding.
Yeah, last week when Toddy gave me a start, he just wanted me to be fast and physical and just be real aggressive. the games we start well, we play good. So, just put that challenge on me, and I've just been doing it. Hey, good game, mate.
Yeah, I thought you contained Reece Walsh, the fullback, a fair bit today. He did a few things, but I thought that you did an outstanding job on him.
Yeah, he's a gun. When you give him space, he kills you. But we talked about you're going to go on one line. Don't give him any room and don't give him any opportunities. And I thought we did that okay. And he's a good player.
Jason Tamalalo, I'm sure he taught you a lot of things, and he's certainly leading with you tonight again.
Yeah, he's the man. He's taught me so much, and just took me under his wing the last couple of years. And the last 2 games, he's really helped me and just told me that he's good when I'm out there. He just keeps talking to me to keep doing stuff. So he's one hell of a player, and he'll be one of Cow's best players forever. Yeah.
Important you did it without your skipper too, Tommy Dearden.
Yeah, he's a big loss. We've seen last week the first 20 how important he is. He's such a good player, and he's the heart and soul of our team. And everyone just knew that when he's not out there, we just got to dig a little bit deeper. And I thought everyone done that today.
Doesn't get any easier. The Roosters next week, that'll be a tough one.
Yeah, they will be tough. They're playing good. I think they've had 5 in a row. So it's going to be another step above, and the boys just got to get ready for it, and it'll be a good game.
No mad cow tonight.
No mad cow.
Good on you, Laurie Spooner there with Griffin Neame. North Queensland winning the game, 18 points to 10. We will have the presentation of the Carl Webb medal as well. Sam Thaiday and Brent Tate are the 2 former players who are judging the best on field in memory of the rampaging forward that played for both of these clubs. Laurie, back down to you. Firstly, can you paint a picture of Ruben Cotter's right eye? It looked pretty nasty from distance here.
Yeah, very red, swollen. Yeah, really looks sore at the moment. Was it a sprig, Ruben?
I just sort of dove at Walsh's legs, trying to take him out, and just copped his tags. Thought it was worse than what it actually was, but yeah, well, good win.
Really important win, wasn't it? Especially going to be a huge effort.
And I thought we just, had some real grit about us in that last sort of 20.
I thought Griffin Neame and Jason Tamalalo and yourself really led from the front early. That was really important.
Yeah, our big boys were outstanding tonight. Jace led us all night, and Griff really stood up as well. So it's good to see.
Without Tommy, you got to lead him on your own.
Yeah, that's right. It's on me. It's on everyone too. Barton's saying that, and I think we're doing a good job at the moment. We've just got to keep working on our game and just keep going after the contest each week.
At the start of the year, plenty critics had you in the bottom 4. 26,000 here tonight. I don't think they believe that.
Yeah, it's good to see such a big crowd get behind us of our own, and we don't really care who writes us off. Just use it as fuel and just go after it.
Appreciate your time on ABC Sport.
Cheers, mate.
Ruben Cotter there with Laurie Spooner. You copped a stray Reece Walsh boot just above his eye. But what a warrior he is. And now on the live ladder, North Queensland go to 26 premiership points after the Bulldogs had got to 24 earlier in the day, so they are 2 points clear of the Doggies. They had a superior for and against anyway, but now they have a superior premiership point standing. The Cowboys, though, still have their bye to come. The Bulldogs have had all 3 of theirs byes. So for North Queensland, it's the Roosters here next week, then Gold Coast at Robina, Parramatta at Western Sydney Stadium, then a bye in round 25. And then after that, perhaps Tom Dearden returns for the last 2 weeks of a home game against the Tigers and a home game against Canberra. For the Broncos, they need to be perfect and things need to happen for them, and it looks like this. 3 Lang Park games for the next 3 weeks. Newcastle, the Dolphins and the Warriors. Then go to Canberra to play the Raiders, host Melbourne at home, and finish off the season with a trip to Sydney to play Canterbury Bankstown. 6 wins, 12 losses for the Broncos. So they win all 6, they can get to 12 and 12. But just to reiterate, last year you needed 13 wins to get inside the 8. The year before that you need 12 wins and good for and against to get inside the 8. And the Broncos for and against tonight now goes to minus 132. Cowboys differential's not that great either. It's still in the negative at -28. Now, let's see if we can get to ground level and take the presentation of the Carl Webb medal for player of the match.
Is designed to recognise Webby's renowned toughness, his resilience and his competitive spirit. I'd now like to ask Carter Ford, Webby's son, to present the Carl Webb medal.
Tonight's Carl Webb medal goes to Ruben Cotter.
Laurie knows our man. Well done, Laurie. Here he is again.
I just wanted to say thanks to Carter and the Webb family. He meant so much to both teams, and it's really an honour to be able to play for this medal, and it's an honour to receive it. So, yeah, thanks, Carter. I appreciate it.
And Ruben, very good tonight. Well, will he get Lockie Coots 3-2-1? We'll have to wait and see. Laurie, we'll stay with you on the touchline. I think, yeah, you've got another interview ready to go. That's the formal proceedings done. So, Laurie, we can get back down to you at ground level. Laurie Spina.
Tommy Chester, one of my favourite players. Not too many blokes your size accelerates when he goes in the defence mode. You had a top game tonight.
No, I appreciate that. It was a really good win, and the boys fought hard there to the end, so I'm really stoked with that one.
I thought you looked after Walsh pretty good at the back, and you had to contain him, but yeah, it took a lot of desperation, especially we're seeing a lot of that with the defence at the moment.
Yeah, look, everyone's really buying in and working for each other, and Walsh is a real threat, and we spoke a fair bit about him this week, so I thought we handled him well.
When you first heard with Tommy Dearden wasn't playing, was not a lot of panic. He just has to adjust, and Ruben's your leader now, and it'll be like that for a few weeks.
Yeah, look, it's really disappointing. Tommy Dearden's a bloody class player, but having Jacko and Cliffo, they're exceptional, and they were awesome tonight. And hopefully we keep winning games, and then two boys are killing it. So it's been good.
I thought your desperation in defence, especially yourself, there looked like a few breaks being made, but the old round the legs tackle is still important, isn't it?
You can't run without legs or a head. I've got bloody a fair few fines, so that's the way to tackle.
Your credit to North Queensland, mate. Congratulations, and thanks for talking to ABC Sport.
Appreciate that, Laurie. Thanks.
Well done, Laurie. You can head up now and have a chat to us. We'll wrap things up throughout the day. So we have our suite of results. The winners on the Saturday of round 21, Canberra, Canterbury Bankstown and North Queensland. Here, Cowboys 18, Broncos 10. Earlier, Canterbury Bankstown 18 over the Warriors 6 and Canberra 56 over the West Tigers 10. We will get the wraps before we wrap things up. Final scoring details here. Peculiar looking scoreline in a sense. 2 tries, 2 conversions and 3 penalty goals for the Cowboys to get their 18 points. Lukey and Clifford scored first half tries. Drinkwater converting both. Drinkwater kicked 3 penalty goals, 1 in the first half and 2 in the second half. For the Broncos, just 2 tries, 1 in each half. Willison in the first, unconverted. Mam in the second, converted. So Reynolds finished 1 from 2. Lachlan Coop, your thoughts and votes on North Queensland 18, Brisbane 10.
Yes, very entertaining game, as you said, and like a lot of errors in there. And like I said earlier, Cowboys weren't at their best by far, and obviously, Broncos just didn't capitalise on the opportunities that Cowboys gifted them. But my 3, 2 and 1, I'd have to go with 1 point to Kara Parney.
Had a big game.
Yeah, I thought he played well.
Big week. Yeah, that's basically the infringement where he blew 0.037 on his P's. Of course, you can't have any alcohol in your system. Second sort of misdemeanour of recent times for him, $350 fine and a 3-month suspended licence. So off the back of that, he realised he's on thin ground at the club and he played like a man that wanted to be there.
It was good, good of him to step up and play some good measures. I thought he was probably obviously the best player for the Broncos, but with the 2 points, I feel go to Griffin. Name? Yep. He set the platform early for the Cows, and I thought he had a really strong game. And I think, we had an interview there from him tonight, but I think he set the platform of just playing quick and fast and tough. So that was good to see him playing some good footy. With number 3, we've got, for 3 points, I'll go with Tommy Chester.
Tommy Chester. So the Carl Webb medalist didn't get a vote?
No.
Wow.
Ruben Cotter did have a really good game, but I thought, Tommy Chester, he keeps showing up week in, week out. Every time he gets the ball, he's a threat, and those efforts in defence as well, he keeps showing up for the Cows as well. So I thought he had a really good game.
I like that, a man of your own assessment. That's why we've got you on board, Lachlan Coote. 3 to Chester, 2 to Neem, 1 to Karapani, as North Queensland beat Brisbane 18-10. Your text continue to be welcome on 0467 920 222. Just the other footnotes here. Reid Marnie with a failed head injury assessment. It was a Cat 1, so he won't be playing Thursday night's game against the Roosters, and a host of players on report, which I'll need to collate, which I will do. While we hear the first of the raps from the earlier games, what a weird old run into the game it was for the Tigers with that Adam Dewey scenario, and it turned out to be another torrid old day at the footy for Benji's boys. Canberra too good in the nation's capital. Here's the rap from Zane Bojack and Alan Tongue.
Well, Quentin, it's been a horrendous week for the West Tigers, and it hasn't got any better with a 56-10 flogging by the Canberra Raiders in front of a huge crowd here at Canberra Stadium. Beautiful weather, and it produced fast-flowing football for the home side. They've now won 4 in a row thanks to their 46-point victory, with Ethan Sanders kicking 8 conversions and scoring a try to equal the most points ever by a Raider in these contests, while it was a hat-trick to Dane Laurie, which really put the cat among the pigeons in the second half. They led 28-10 at half-time, the Raiders, with some brilliant tries by both Sanders and Strange, completely bamboozling the Tigers' defence. Luai came up with some unusual errors, and unfortunately, off the back of this conjecture about whether or not Adam Dewey should be playing or not, it wasn't the best performance by the Tigers skipper, and of course saw some blistering tries as well from Kaio Weeks and also Xavier Savage, who were the fastest players in the game for the Tigers. They got a try through Ethan Roberts, and also for Tino Tavana with only the one conversion for Appy Koroyasau. Alan Tongue alongside me here in commentary. You gave 3 points today to Ethan Sanders. I know you're very impressed with this young man. What a performance it was as he dictated play against an opposite 7 in a debutant in Javon Andrews, who just wasn't able to answer what was going on at the other end.
Yeah, just been really impressed with him right throughout the whole season. 16,223 people here this afternoon got to witness a young guy that's just building in confidence. Ricky Stewart has placed a huge amount of trust in him, and you could see that on display today. Yes, the West Tigers defence was questionable at times, but you got to make the most of what's in front of you, and he certainly did that. His kicking game was great, running game, scored a brilliant try, passing, but his defence is rock solid too, so it was really good. Well, we came here knowing in good conditions there could be plenty of points. It was how the West Tigers were going to turn up and respond to a week of turmoil. I thought early on, even though the Raiders, they dominated field position, they led healthy at the break there, they were in the fight. There was some sloppy errors and that let them down, but they certainly didn't throw the towel in. But as the game wore on, you could just see it was almost looking for somebody to pass the footy to. So some worrying signs there for the Tigers. But for the Raiders, they keep their season alive. It's got a pulse, it's got a pulse. But a good win here, that'll help their for and against, but some bigger games just around the corner. Panthers away, Knights and Sharks, Broncos are by, and then the Cowboys to finish. There's a big challenge for them to still make it in the top 8. For the Tigers, well, they got the Eels at home, but certainly it's going to be an interesting week for the club getting back on track after the Adam Dewey incident this week.
No doubt about it. The Tigers couldn't have had a worse possible week. And, of course, as you mentioned, they head back to Western Sydney Stadium to take on Parramatta. What about the miracle of Mudgee last year? We get the recreation with the Raiders taking on the Panthers out in Mudgee. And what a time for the Raiders to be taking on the team that I think is going to win the minor premiership. What a clash we got coming up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was unbelievable scenes, but it is a really good time, I think, for the Raiders too. Yep, it's a great performance like this. Some points last week against the Rabbitohs, but now you're going up against a top shelf team, one that's probably going to be there at the business end of the season. So it's going to be a really good challenge for them. It's another step that they need to just take. They've been a little bit lean in this middle part of the season. They're making a run for the finals, but some good signs here this afternoon at Canberra Stadium.
58% possession for the Canberra Raiders, and they had 84% completions, and that equaled a 56 points to 10 victory over the West Tigers here, with Alan Tongue giving 3 points to Ethan Sanders, 2 to Simi Sasangi, and 1 to Corey Horsburgh. Quentin, another great performance by the Green Machine. They get to take on the Panthers. As for the Tigers, they take on the Eels next week in front of 16,223. On Zane Bojack signing out. Up to you in Townsville.
Good on you, Zano. And let's hear from Benji Marshall answering questions about the performance and the bizarre scenario of Adam Dewey not playing today in Canberra.
Yeah, look, it's obviously a really tough time to be a Tigers fan, supporter, player, coach. It's we're in a bit of a hurt at the moment, and I think there's a lot of things going on, a lot of noise, and that's probably not helping us as well. But the players are definitely trying, but it's just not happening for us in the field. We have to find a resolution, obviously. That situation was a tough one to deal with this week. Unexpected, to be honest. But at the same time, as a coach, I guess from my point of view, is that I always try and make decisions on what I think is best for the team to try and win. And for Adam, I can understand his disappointment around me asking him to play a different role. And then he just wasn't in a good headspace to play this week, so you got to respect that, and which we did. And then we try to move on, but it's tough.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll delve further into that. Benji Marshall, after another hiding from an opposition that the Tigers have copped, 56-10 for Canberra today. Let's go to the Stadium Australia contest, where Canterbury Bankstown got the better of the Warriors. Have we got another back season Wars wobble? I wonder what Maury and Luke Lewis had to say in the wrap about it.
It was probably the most convincing 18-6 win you'll ever see, Q, from Canterbury Bankstown. They totally dominated. The Warriors had some chances, mainly late in the game, but their attack was completely discombobulated, and the main reason for that was the Bulldogs' defence. From the first minute to the 80th, they were harassing the Warriors. They were too quick for the Warriors. They were too physical for the Warriors. They just did everything, attack included, a step ahead of the visitors, who came into the game in third position. Canterbury outside the top 8. But Luke Lewis, it didn't look like that on the field, did it?
No, absolutely not. Look, for me, what I loved about the Bulldogs, they did everything at 100 miles an hour. And they come out with an intention to start fast, and I thought they ran the Warriors off the field, right through the middle of the field. They did everything perfect tonight, the Bulldogs, to start that game. And I'm putting it back down to the inclusion of Viliami, the confidence that he brings, and that left edge. I thought their left edge tonight was absolutely outstanding. Their kicking game, their kick chase, and their defence on plays 1, 2 and 3 really set the tone for the Bulldogs, and then they just took their opportunities when they got them.
Yeah, the Warriors, so disappointing for what's been a really good season for them. Tonight was one of their off days. They only got beaten by 12, but it seemed so much more significant than that.
Yeah, absolutely. They dominated, from the first minute to the 80th minute, the Bulldogs, and the Warriors never looked in the hunt. They struggled to get out of their own half, so the Bulldogs forwards dominated the Warriors forwards. But look, they only went down by 12. That's a positive sign for them, considering how bad they played. And they made a lot of errors. The Warriors don't usually make many errors. Tonight they made a lot.
They really did. And Canterbury, they're on the cusp of the 8 after that performance. Things have changed. 6 weeks ago, you would have said they're no hope of making the final.
I think you asked me about 6 weeks ago, are they going to make it? I said no chance with the way that they're playing, but they've definitely turned it around. They've got players back on the field. And again, the big inclusion is Viliami. He is going to push and just bring out confidence with players around him.
I know the 2 and the 1 you gave, which I'll get to in a moment, went to the backs for Canterbury, but their forwards dominated from the outset too, didn't they?
They did. They did a really good job with defence. I thought their kick chase, like I said, was brilliant, but their plays 1 and 2 and 3 where they did a really good job. And then their outside backs come in and do a whole lot of work out of the back end. They come and get dummy half runs. They get really good, strong carries for the middle of the field. They create ruck speed, and then they're on the front foot. So, yeah, look, their forwards done an outstanding job on the Warriors.
Yeah, and I think it's a warning to the teams in the bottom part of the top 8 from Canterbury. We're coming to get you, and you're going to have to play really good footy again to beat them, especially now that the Bulldogs are approaching full strength. ABC Player of the Year points from Luke Lewis, 3 to Viliami kick out, very successful return from injury for him, 2 points to Matt Burton and 1 point to Stephen Crichton. They're 3 key members of Canterbury, and they all stood up tonight. The crowd, a good one, 22,135 Q, as the Bulldogs beat the Warriors 18-6.
Thanks, Andrew. Thank you, Luke. So 18-6 for Canterbury Bankstown over the Warriors. Canberra 56, West Tigers 10. And just wrapping it up here from Townsville, where the Cowboys have beaten the Broncos 18-10, with Tommy Chester getting the 3 votes from Lachlan Coote for player of the match. So the Cowboys are now 11 wins and 8 losses. They play the Roosters here on Thursday. The Broncos 6 and 12. There have been occurrences of 12 wins getting you to the 8. Don't know whether it's going to be the case in 2026 anyway. For the Broncos to get to 12 wins, they've got to win as many games in the next 6 weeks as they've won in the entirety of the season. 6. They've got to win all of them. And the first assignment is Newcastle, albeit an injury-battered Knights team at Lang Park next week. And the NRLW today wins for Cronulla Sutherland, Canterbury Bankstown and Gold Coast. At Stadium Australia, it was Canterbury 28 over St George 8. That was after earlier in the day Cronulla beat Canberra 22-10 down at Canberra Stadium. And in here it was an easy win for the Gold Coast Titans. The Titans 34 too good for North Queensland 6. Getting late on in the AFL, third quarter there, Western Bulldogs well ahead of Richmond. The Dogs 12-14, 86 to the Tigers 6-5, 41. And results continue to filter through from Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games, but of major note, the Australian Diamonds, the reigning champions, stepped onto the court for the first time in this Commonwealth Games and had an easy win over Tonga. The Diamonds 99 beat Tonga 38. Laurie's quickly jumped back. We've got about a minute before we go. Loz, see you on Thursday.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround.
Wasn't pretty tonight, but I tell you what, you had 25,000 people being entertained. So, yeah, it's going to be a big one on Thursday. I don't know what sort of crowd we'll get here because a lot of people travel.
Yeah, Thursday's hard.
Thursday, but still.
Be a good game.
Yeah, it will.
One of your old team?
Yeah, I caught up with a few blokes I hadn't seen for a lot of years the other week. But, yeah, looking forward to that game.
I might see. We'll see you on Thursday, so I'll get some stories then. We're running out of time now. Thanks, Lachlan. Always good to be in your company.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Lockie Coote with you. Thanks to Brendan on the faders and to Jonesy back in the studio. So that's Saturday done. What have we got for you tomorrow? A couple of games to complete round 21. It starts at Cogra at 2 o'clock with the Dragons taking on the Gold Coast Titans, and then rolls into big game at Brookvale at 4 o'clock. Manly Warringah taking on the informed Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. Thanks to Jonesy in the studio. To everyone who's been a part of the day, thank you. We'll be back at the footy with you tomorrow.
4 metres short of the halfway. Horsburgh out to Sanders. He dummies. He's through the line. He's got support by Hosky on the outside. He dummies again and goes past. He burns. Baller and goes straight underneath the punch. He does the arrow celebration. 15 in from that eastern touchline. 8 metres out from the line. They work the blind side again. Strange. He's dunning. He beats one. Beats two. Diving for the line. Can he get there?
Oh, wow.
He's got there. Ethan Strange. Jared Cole points to the spot. It's another try for the Raiders. at that end. Another set restart for the Green Machine. Lovely pass from Horsburgh on to Dane Laurie, and Laurie's going to score. And Horsburgh says, I'm a playmaker now. Brayley out of dummy half, gives it on to Laurie. Laurie went left, now he's going right. He's stepping, he's trying to get over the line. Did he get it down? Just to the right of the uprights. I think he's got his second. I said happy birthday, Dane Laurie. He's got a second birthday present here this afternoon at Canberra Stadium. It's 38 points to 10. The Raiders putting on a performance here in beautiful conditions in the nation's capital. Gives it to Laurie. Laurie short pass to Sanders. Sanders dummies. He's over the 20. Gets the ball back inside. Oh, look out. Trouble for Dane Laurie. He goes with the big swan dive as well. And Phoenix with the security allowed everyone to run up to the field. They would be lifting Dane Laurie on their shoulders. And Sanders has put him over for a hat-trick as the siren sounds. It's 4 straight wins for the Canberra Raiders. They are starting to build for a finals assault.
In front of the right upright. Hayward back to the left to Crichton to kick out. Then he dummies. Left foot step beats one. Then got a pass back to Crichton. Dummies his way past Watney to Lesniak, who is left jumping in the air at shadows. Try to Stephen Crichton. He loved it. So does the crowd here at Stadium Australia. And it's the Bulldogs who strike first. Now comes to the right. Hayward away. Salmon to Galvin. Short ball to Preston. He beats one. Went past to a peaky like he didn't exist. Jacob Preston's over to score. They're looking like the top 4 team, and the Warriors look like they've never played before. Great start, Bulldogs. Preston the try. So they're going to score for sure here, aren't they? Goes to the right side. Jacob Carrez flying for the touchline, and he grounds it in for the corner post for one of the more obvious tries you could ever see coming. Canterbury Bankstown 16, Warriors 0. What a finish, Jacob Carrez. So that's it. A very much deserved victory for Canterbury Bankstown over the Warriors. 18 points to 6.
Plays it a dozen out. Now to the right. Luke gives to Purdue. Rubber for Lukey. Lukey scores off the back of a Tomalolo rumble they could not stop. It was the play before, but give it to the veteran. Lukey scores. Cowboys strike first. That was lucky. Talangi tackled 15 from halfway. Cowboys with the ball, leading 8-4, 53 seconds to the break. Lodge tackled 5 from halfway. Now plays it to Luke, given right from McKaylee to Purdue. Drinkwater cuts out one, sets Burns over halfway to the 40, the 30, the 20. Walsh is steamrolled. Pass goes infield to Clifford, and Clifford scores. What an emphatic run from Braden Burns. Played to Hunt, given left in centre field for Reynolds. Holds it, gives it second man to Walsh. Holds it, gives it second man to Mam. Ezra beats 2. Mam is the man to keep Brisbane in it. He scores for the Broncos. The Cowboys are going to beat the Broncos. North Queensland win 18 points to 10.
Some invitations are just too good to refuse, like conversations in the kitchen with our most prominent politicians. Surprises are plenty.
New Kitchen Cabinet with Annabelle Crabb. Streaming now on ABC iView.
ABC Sport Digital Radio, your home of conversations.
Hello, welcome to Conversations, and it gives me enormous pleasure to tell you that Ron Barassi is here today. In 1953, Ron Barassi packed a number 31 jumper for the Melbourne Demons into a Gladstone bag to take to training. It was the same number his dad had worn for the Demons back in the 1940 grand final. But only a few months after that victory, in 1940, his father was killed at Tobruk. The son that he left behind was only 5 years old, but he was raised by a loving family, and he was mentored by the coach of Melbourne, the great Norm Smith. The expectations on Ron Barassi Jr. were huge, and he must have felt it. Ron was a premiership player with the Demons in 1955, 1956, 1957, 1959, 1960 and 1964. Then Ron did something unthinkable in those days. He left. He joined Carlton. As coach, he led the Blues to 2 premierships. Then with North Melbourne, there were 2 more. In all those years, Ron Barassi played as though his life depended on the next kick. As a coach, he lent his players some of that fierce determination. And in his 70s, Ron Barassi risked his life to help a woman who was being attacked in the street. and he walked the Kokoda track, and even now I suspect he could kick a goal from 40 metres. There's been a new biography written of his life by sports journalist Peter Lalor, and it's simply called Barassi, the Biography. Ron Barassi, welcome to Conversation, sir.
Thank you, Richard. I'll pay the money back later for that beautiful introduction.
There's a great picture in this book with you with your Demons jumper on, and it's an ad for milk, and you're there with a glass of milk, and you've got short back and sides, and you look like Superman in that picture, Ron. And I looked at it and I thought, that's how football players should look these days. You know, there's no lame tattoos, no earrings. You don't look like Spider Everett at all in that picture.
We've never heard of tattoos in those days. I mean, it's one fashion I find it hard to cotton onto, but it is just a fashion. I hope it's getting towards the end of its rage type thing, but you can't discuss that sort of thing with the young people these days because it's just fashion.
I want to go right back to your childhood. I mentioned there in the introduction that your dad was on that Demon side that won the premiership in 1940, and a few months later he was killed to Brook, and you were just five years old. Do you have any when you think of him, do you have a picture in your head? Can you remember from, I mean, I can't remember anything from when I was 5, I don't think. Do you still have a picture in your head of your dad?
There's only one little thing. I was walking in the bush because I was born in the country in central Victoria. Walking in the bush when he was on leave. So Mum and I and my father walking in the bush. That's about the only thing I can't even say it's true, as in it might be just a dream or something I've comforted myself by. I don't know, but virtually no. Which was a pity.
Do you remember being told that he'd been killed?
I remember that, yes. Mum and I were living out with my mother's brother and their 3 kids and wife in Footscray, and I remember the family gathering there when after the telegram came saying, look, the awful news. And it was a scene of just grief. It was awful. I get emotional about it even now.
Of course, you're only a little boy and you couldn't absorb all that, could you? But I suppose...
No, but I could see my mother and my uncle and auntie all crying, you know.
I just wonder if, you know, with all that then for the rest of your childhood and your teenage years, you know, men who knew your dad would have looked at you with, you know, sad looks in their eyes and heavy expectation. That must have put a real load on you.
I don't know about the heavy expectations because I would have just gone into battle, sporting battle, but as soon as they saw me do something, they would have realised that I wasn't the most graceful looking sportsman, balanced. That was, in fact, one of my reputations is that I didn't have much skill, which is incorrect because I did very well in handball competitions and kicking competitions. I mean, you can't do that without being skillful. And I wondered why I had this reputation amongst a few. And I think it's because I was not the most balanced, beautiful-looking athlete, you know, so, which I didn't give a hoot. I mean, when you're young, you just get into it, don't you?
But the most determined.
Well, I had a great determination, and that apparently I had that ever since I was sort of about 2. And a story which my mother used to tell me was I wrecked her rose or some plant, beautiful plant in the front garden in Brunswick there, and I'd pulled it out and just wrecked it as a kid. I don't know how old I was, 2.5 or something like that. And my father spanked me. That's a nice word for belt, you know. But I refused to cry. He didn't want me to cry, I don't mean that, but I took it all and didn't cry. So I probably had a determination, which is a natural gift. So I don't take that much pride in it because it's natural. You shouldn't have pride in natural gifts because it's just a fluke that you have them.
Now this is a theme with you, isn't it?
Oh, very much so. Because I have seen a lot of footballs, particularly younger footballs, they're beating everybody in the under-12s and under-14s, and then they come to the big time and they have this attitude. They don't realise that they've got to go a bit further. They're going to be up against a lot of other gifted young people, But I put the question to them: how can you be proud on yourself about something that you were given? I mean, come on.
So it's like being given the best bike for Christmas and being proud of that, isn't it? When in fact, instead of earning
you can be pleased. You can be definitely pleased. And it's the same with looks, good looks, the same with a good voice, same with a great brain. I mean, you were just a lucky person. So I don't judge people on that. I judge on what they do with what they've been given. And I think that's a safer thing. And I never have an intellectual argument on that because I think it's irrefutable.
After your dad was killed, the Melbourne Football Club sent your family a really lovely letter, a beautiful letter, and it's in the book there, and it's in beautiful script, and it says the club said they were going to stand by you. Club culture was very different in those days, Ron, wasn't it?
Well, it was still aimed towards making the group better and stronger within. You know, so that would be a common thing even today amongst groups around a football club that are trying to help the club itself. Melbourne were fortunate in that they, during coming out of the Depression, there's a lot of poverty around, and the thing that perhaps were able to attract recruits from the countryside, was a job, and that's what attracted my father via the Melbourne sing-song about their great club and all of that. So he was able to join in a great period when they were very, very strong, and they were strong because they had these businessmen behind them. You know, there wasn't much money in those days, but a job. Wow, I'll come down there, sort of thing. My father's job was working for the Melbourne City Council out in the gardens there. You know, so but it was a job, and it was a great thing to have a job in those days, as you can imagine.
Your mum was given a job. She had two jobs at one stage, didn't she? At the rope factory. I think you worked in there as well, didn't you?
I did. It was a Melbourne Footy Club stronghold. The managing director was Miller's Rope Works. It was a rope works that went around Australia. 500 people, being employed. So it was a big outfit. But Melbourne is strong through. And Norm Smith used to work there. Len Smith, who played for Melbourne, he worked there. The guy who holds the record for the most number of goals in a match, 18 goals, Fred Fanning, he used to work there. A fella called Max Spittle, 1948 Premiership player, he used to work there. I met my first wife there. Go on and on, it's just unbelievable. Mind you, it was a place where we had to work. It wasn't, it wasn't any favours.
No, you weren't given an office where you could put your feet up. No, you actually had to do the work.
Certainly not.
So while your mum was doing that job, it was too much for her to have you and two jobs at the same time. So she sent you to the family farm with your grandparents and your Aunt May. Mm-hmm. What do you remember of that time? I'm getting a picture of a very loving family here with a lot of support.
It was a loving family, a small family, only two, the auntie and my grandfather. There were cousins just down the road by about a mile, and in Castlemaine, about 8 miles away. Another family there with 4 sons, therefore my cousins. So I had plenty of friends, and it was a little place called Guildford, by the way. I'm very proud of it. The school had about 35 students in the whole school, one of those small state schools. And great to be brought up in the country, so I really appreciate it. I couldn't do it now, live in the country, but I really appreciate it and go back to the country occasionally.
As a kind of a bright and ambitious young kid, how did you amuse yourself then as a kid?
Well, I can remember kicking the football myself.